1.
Don't do it.
Oh, God! Oh, wow. That was crazy. Oh, man.
You opened the door.
We just went live. Alright, we're gonna go on live since Caitlin just got here.
We're gonna kill this.
And we'll be right back.
We're here.
We're back. Okay, hi.
Oh, rabbit.
Hello, welcome. Sorry about that. Welcome to.
No, it's like the bit though.
Hey, I'm announcing the video. Come on. Come on. Who's. You know what, Jimmy? Your character's dead. Straight up dead. Open a character, level 1. Ooh, how about that? No seriousness. Do you guys want to do it where, like, if you guys die, you have to have level 1 characters?
That's tough, but I kind of don't hate
that sounds
that.
fun.
You know what I mean? Like,
You gotta be careful.
Shit!
it's tough.
Welcome.
But at least like a 2-level penalty. You know,
Yeah,
like
man.
3 maybe or something.
I don't know. No, I don't like that. Not for this one.
Heard.
Maybe on Thursday night. That's
Murder
Yeah.
World.
It's funny
Yeah.
on Thursday night. Just have characters dying. Alright, welcome viewers. The episode 3. We are at the 2nd level of the Mad Dungeon, and we're gonna play D&D, and I'm gonna ignore you for a while. So,
See you.
See ya. No, let's see. Everyone's here. Tara will be here with Michigan Stone with work, and she'll just be at the end of the table over there. And I feel like, are you guys getting enough light? 6 is the question.
I think we're level 6.
I'm level 6.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
6.
I'm level
That's what we were last time, right? We
Yes.
didn't level up.
And we did not level up.
Did not level. I know. I was bummed. I thought he was going to say, "You're dead. Enjoy that."
See you later.
'Cause
Get out of my house.
Because that heart kills you.
You're all dead.
No, it did kill me. He let me make death.
It
It didn't
did.
kill you. You never die.
No, you're right. I'm not. I get that. I'm just saying, like it would. Like
It
that's
would,
what it does. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she had the thing, and so it didn't. You know?
For sure. Yeah, it would have killed you. As written, it would have just killed you.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
What we learned last time from
remove curse.
from you interacting with the tiefling heart of that thing is that inside the dungeon, the Hallister has magic so rich that when you use magic to suppress his magic, it potentially backfires. So by reversing that curse, Mira lost her Staff of the Magi.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, no, I really feel like it heals. So don't worry about it.
To wood grind. It's a wood chipper.
Dang.
Magical.
Just
aura,
like ripped apart. Yeah, so we know that magic doesn't work exactly the same inside this place. Meryl's still kind of researching it. And right before you guys were about to take your long rest last night, in the last or when you did take a long rest, you saw a Hallister with these big arcane eyes, these almost like hologram-like eyes that come out of nowhere and like inspect the room for about a minute. So like he knows where you are most of the time, and he lets you know that he knows where you are. But that doesn't necessarily mean that something negative happens as a result. That's actually probably the creepier part, is that every like 4 or 5 hours you might bump into one of those eyes, and then it just sees you and then just disappears. Let's see. So, what do you guys remember about last session? Just go around the table and describe one cool thing you did last time, and I'll give you a hero point. Kaylin, you can just have a hero point.
Thank you.
Why don't you start, Bryce? One cool thing you did last session?
Yeah, Manticore was rushing us, and it came within my reach, and I took my avenging halberd and stopped him dead in his tracks and pinned him to the ground.
Nice.
And he couldn't attack us that way. That was pretty cool, I thought. So,
Very cool.
other than that, I really just stood there while you guys blew the fuck out of everything.
Very true.
Honestly,
That's nice.
I did not do much. It was great.
That's good. It's nice not to have to do that.
I made 0 attacks against him.
Yeah, and yeah. Mainly because of this one.
Bryce, your character, Sela Lackman, is a rather tall, scary-looking dread paladin, conquest paladin.
Yes.
With a halberd, a holy avenging halberd, made from the shattered remains of that holy avenger that you found in the outer realm.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Nicole, Minerva, have a hero point, Bryce.
Thank you.
Minerva, what was one of your favorite moments of last session?
I summoned my cat of ill omen
That
instead
was
of
cool.
hound of ill omen.
Yeah.
Kitty Bill Omen.
Yeah, it was this like funky shadow cat thing that did hella damage. Wreck
Nice.
shot.
Yep.
I think you
It was
did.
Very cool.
It was very cool.
And then you also twin ice sharded something.
Right
Two
in the
things.
head, yeah.
And killed them.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Have a
ice
go.
shards. Gotta watch out
Thanks,
for
Jimmy.
ice shards.
That's intense.
Okay, have a hero point. Kara, or Savannah, as she's known in IRL. What did you do? What was your favorite moment that you specifically did? Brag about your character.
Brag?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because I thought the part where I
Down
just
to the container.
forgot how to play and she's just wailing on him with and she's still
No,
on
no, no.
like
Give me something
Very
cool you did. What was your
I'm
favorite?
just gonna leave this up to you.
You had 2?
I'm just really excited about my vampire teeth more than anything.
Yeah, you got this
Yes.
vampire
I'm
teeth,
just
and you got that circlet. Yeah, you.
No!
Is it a
Wow.
circlet or a ring?
Dibs on the one that fell on the floor.
It's a circle.
It's a
It's
circle,
on top of
yeah.
your head.
Okay.
You put it on your head, and it kind of like
joke.
forms.
It's a joke. It's not. It's weird.
Well, it was funny. You laughed.
Those are mostly peanut butter, right?
Yeah.
over there.
The dogs get.
The candy coating, not chocolate though.
Should be fine.
It's not real chocolate.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you got that cool item. That's true. All right, have a hero point. And on the other side of the table,
Flip, flop, flip, flop.
Brandon. Tell us something cool that Halleck did last time.
I grasp shot a manticore into very prickly suppression.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Did
Like a manticore
squeeze
bone.
the
Very cool.
And they're all thorny. Thorny.
That
and then
is
he died.
And he died.
He died.
He
Very
died.
Then they died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We
Unfortunately.
killed 3 in like 2 rounds.
Yep.
Cool.
It was nuts.
I didn't touch one of them.
Yeah, we fucked.
No, you started searching through bone piles.
I literally looted.
You're like, no, I'm gonna go take care of this.
Yeah,
You guys are fine.
The battle's still going on, and he's like, I loot the body.
He's like, I'm searching in the bone piles for stuff.
That's how you get left behind.
He's like I imagine Dell like pokes his head out of the bone pile. Oh, they're good. They're fine.
You guys got this, right?
Are you stuck? Is your head stuck?
Meanwhile, this tiny cat over here is just like, like ridiculous spells. She lightning bolt that
She
other
had that shield in the Manticore. just,
Yes.
Like, trying
The
to...
hamster ball.
Yeah.
hamster ball.
Have a hero point, Brandon.
Grazie.
All right, Dale. What was your favorite thing that happened to you last time? Not the worst thing that happened to you.
The worst thing.
No.
My favorite thing was just climbing up and grabbing that axe beak morphing bracer.
Yeah, sneaking up there.
Yeah, during the middle of the battle.
Little parkour.
Ignoring what they were
We can
doing.
explore this thing real quick.
Yeah, I just parkoured up a wall and grabbed.
He's just like, here's these traps.
Like, oh, this is cool, and I put it on after someone tested it for a curse first, I believe. I didn't even touch it outside of the rag until later. But
Now you
it
got
turns my hand into a 1d6.
Into an
Axe beak.
Into an axe beak, which is a type of bird. So his hand turns into a bird's head.
It's a little bird's
and
head.
it just like
Literal,
will
not
squawk and peck.
It's gross.
Yeah.
I probably won't do it a lot because I'm sneaky boy, but
Yeah. Sneaky boy.
It's nice to have the
Maybe he's
option.
a Sneaky man. All right, cool. Yeah, I have a hero point. That's awesome. And Kaylin, you couldn't come.
Stayed at home with my pregnant wife who wasn't feeling well.
And for that, you get hero points.
you can have mine. I'm full.
There you go. Teamwork, dreamwork. DreamWorks.
They literally
Remember our
shared
music.
mine
We've
last
got this. Hopefully, it's royalty-free music.
Whoa, wait.
Are y'all passing?
Show.
Yeah, there's straws.
Yeah, Jimmy's over here pounding juice boxes, and he's scolding her. He's like, "You shouldn't eat so much cotton candy."
Juice though.
There's so much sugar in this.
Yeah, it's pretty
21 grams of sugar.
Yeah, pretty bad.
There's not enough room for 21 grams of sugar. It's 100% juice. It says it on the front.
That is only 28 grams of sugar, so therefore you
But-
already had more sugar than I had.
Yeah, you
It says added sugar.
All right, I gotta
zero.
get you guys back. We gotta get off
Still
the sugar.
Oh, sorry.
Natural
Come
sugar.
back and let's play D&D. Or we'll
The sugar industry might take us out. It's very real.
already so hyped on sugar. I want one.
They're very good.
Someone pass me one. Who brought those?
Me.
Kaylin.
They're
Have a throw point.
they're in my
He's
kitchen.
practicing for being a dad.
They're in my kitchen.
Sweet.
Me and Brandon crushed the mixed berry ones.
Wow.
They were
That's
good.
rude.
They were good.
Shouldn't have told her that she's
He,
fucking
all right, he
pissed.
just scolded us for not playing D&D. So
Easy,
let's,
guys.
let's
Let's play some D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
We haven't started.
What are we doing?
We're starting.
Let's do it. So at the end of last session, you guys were beset with a choice. The choice to either go left or right, down identical
Oh shoot.
sets of.
We went right.
We went right.
Yeah, you went right.
Damn.
right.
You sent
Wait,
Tara
right.
had acquired.
Right. Death.
Meryl had acquired a goblin zombie that she had shuffled down the other stairwell, and nothing seemed to happen. But you guys decided to go right because I think the clue had said something about the king's.
To the right
Yeah.
of the king.
Yeah, and he was upside down on the ceiling, as the statue was. So, and as you guys descend, it takes about 15-20 minutes of just going down a staircase, and it's very narrow. It's maybe 5 feet wide. And you guys are gonna have to kind of like, in some points, like go down a very like short spiral underground. It's very claustrophobic. And as the stairwell ends, it opens into a long hallway. And on this hallway, there are two things you notice when you guys get to this level of the dungeon. let's see. Meryl is not here right now. Actually, I imagine that she's just poring over that. The Mad Mage is rambling. She has that book and she's just reading through it. And you can speak to her and she'll respond to you, but she's just so like enamored, like she's just studying it so much that she's just completely like tied up into it. So she'll still be able to fight and stuff in combat, but she's just like well, she's
like, yes, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine, thank you.
Whatever you said.
And she's like muttering to herself. Minerva, it probably unnerves you. She's not acting herself. It's noticeable to you. But as you hit the bottom of this staircase on this level, let's see if the book says anything specifically. Yeah, this is some more just like prototypical dungeon. It's got big stone walls, big bricks, and it's not lit, but you do hear some clanging and like some banging off in the distance, and it's kind of echoing down this chamber. This like do 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 clack 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 clack. Everyone roll an perception or an insight for me.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
Nothing else matters.
Celia, you know what this is. This is a very distinct sound. It is the sound of people building. It's a clamoring of like clunk, 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 clunk. You hear that and you hear a little yeah. You're like, that's not battle. That's a very different sound.
I let you all know.
Thank you.
And as you guys continue down this hallway, you all notice a flickering of soft like torch flame coming from a hallway that kind of goes to your left as you walk down. And there seems to be like activity in that direction, or you guys can continue down this hallway that kind of curves to the right into an area that doesn't seem to have anything going on. But there is active like. You can see light coming from this tunnel, and you can hear the clanging. And as you get closer, you kind of turn up to the hallway, and you guys kind of push your head against the edge of the doorway, kind of maybe before you go through. It sounds like it. You can even hear little voices. Does anyone speak any like strange exotic languages?
I speak Undercommon.
Draconic.
I speak Elvish.
Goblin.
You speak Goblin?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear Goblin.
Damn.
And you hear mostly like people yelling like hold that there, or what, like support it. It's just like a foreman that's like yelling at construction jobs. And then you also hear in the distance some other like a crowd. But you can hear there are multiple voices. So down this path to your like left through this doorway is going to be obviously a lot of different creatures.
Can I sneak in and see them?
You want to like try to sneak into the next area?
Just to see them.
Yeah, roll a stealth.
Scout.
So you guys all kind of like get around the corner. Minerva still has her dancing lights out. Meryl still has her dancing lights out. You'll have to like nudge her to tell her to like turn them on.
Oh yeah,
because she's like so engrossed in herself. But she's like, I'm helping.
Minerva.
What'd you roll?
For stealth?
Yeah.
21.
Yeah, so you slip through around the corner. There's no one there in this corner, so yes, you're not seen nor are you heard. And in this next space, you see just like a room that's kind of filled with trash and debris, and the walls are adorned with these bas reliefs that once had like dwarves carrying supplies. So there's like this big like fresco that like shows this. It's supposed to look like all these dwarves going from the harvest time and like carrying their supplies up to the mountain, and all their heads have been chipped off.
Dang.
And
Does it have any language?
little goblin faces have been drawn on them poorly, like with little smiley faces. Rudimentary paints made of blood and feces and stuff like that. They're goblins. There's no words other than like smelly dwarves or like just like kind of stupid goblin like
insults.
Yeah, insults and graffiti. And once you get into this room, you can tell that the banging's coming from another hallway. That as you kind of turn the corner, Del, you see the room that you're looking in right now, and another hallway that goes kind of back up north. And at the end of that hallway, you can definitely hear clanging. You can see shadows of goblins on the wall from the fire that's in that room. That's the torches that are lighting it, and you can tell that they're in there and they're working on them. But there's got to be at least 5 or more from what you can tell. You can probably get all the way up the hallway without them noticing you because you're so quiet, even with the rest of the group. As long as you guys are stealthy, they're not moving. They're like working on something on the other side of the room. But you can see the soft glow of their like torches, their shadows.
Okay. Can we all sneak in?
I mean, at a certain point, you're not gonna be able to sneak anymore because you're going into a room that is well lit and there's not gonna be any cover. You can get all the way up to them, so if you wanted to like surprise attack them, but I don't know. These goblins are building stuff. They may be interested. You might want to go observe them before you make any. Like,
can I go see what they're building?
Yeah, for sure. And you don't have to make another stealth check. He just goes up. You guys are kind of now at the back of this hallway, this new hallway that Del just discovered. And as you get up, you can see that there's this 20-foot high chamber has a wooden stage being built along the north side wall. So as you get closer, it's the first thing you notice is this big wooden stage that all these goblins are like building. There's some writing in. You speak Undercommon. There's some writing in Goblin. There's some writing in some Giant, and then there's some What was that?
Just drop something.
How long does that boon last? Because we got that boon. We can read
yeah,
all
you guys
languages.
can all languages.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, that lasts forever, so you're good.
We have.
Yeah, so you get up there, and as soon as you see that one of the goblins, as the other ones are hammering, is painting in multiple languages, like for sale, auction. That one of them is painting over an old goblin name and writing in a bright yellow paint the words. I believe Yek is the character's name.
Jeff.
Yek.
Ted?
Y-E-K. Yek. So this is Yek's auction market, and they're just kind of like working on stuff. And there's one goblin that's kind of walking around with a lantern, and he's just squawking at the other one's like instructions that you can't really understand. None of them are armed. They don't have any weapons other than the hammers and the saws and stuff. They could, I guess, attack you with that kind of thing. But.
I'm just gonna talk to him.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to go talk to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. As you guys get closer, the other thing you notice, since you can all read the walls, I'm sorry, is there's a series of like statements that basically say, "Welcome to the." This is my bad. You would have seen this.
Yeah.
The Rustbone Tribes Goblin Bazaar. So these goblins are like trying to do business down here. They have like a series of rules. It's like steal, grab, kill. Like that, and like we'll do business with you. Goblin. So yeah.
I'm glad I didn't just murder them.
Yeah. So you're like ready. You're what weapon do you
It's a
use?
rapier. I would have like snuck up and stabbed somebody.
And then as you come in the room, like they all look up, and specifically like the goblin, foreman, kind of looks at you with his little hooded lantern that he's been walking around with. But they all just kind of go back to work as soon as they see you. And as soon as he gets a look over at you, he walks up to the hallway and will shine the light down to kind of look at the rest of you guys. But then he just gets back to yelling at these creatures.
Very cool, very chill.
Yeah, so they're not at all. And you can see signs that have like rudimentary like markings for arrows. They're not really quite arrows. It's really like sad looking markings, but you can tell that there's more if you follow these other tunnels. So if you guys go past that room, you're led into another chamber. This one's a 10-foot high ceiling. It's about 20 feet by 20 feet wide. And there are 4 iron giblets. Gibbets? Not giblets. Gibbets. Gibbets are those like hanging cages that people like in the Middle Ages, they used to like store them inside. So like little prison cages that were just for bodies. So there are 4 of those, and they're sized for humans, and they're kind of like up, suspended in the room, and then there's just kind of debris and otherwise just kind of trash. And then the door on this other side of the room has been removed. It's been taken off its hinges and is laying on the floor, so you guys can just pass through this room. There is a goblin inside one of the cages, and as soon as you guys walk in the room, it starts like pleading to you in common. It's just like, please, please. It's just screaming at you as you guys walk in.
Neat.
Well, that's fun.
Should we help this random?
It'll keep like it's just like.
I ignore it and keep walking.
I'm gonna go from someone's
Help
cage.
Glom.
I don't want to get put in a cage. I'm sorry.
His name's Glom, and he keeps yelling about it. You should help Glom, and Glom will be your friend, and Glom is
yell
good
out
for
to
you.
him. What are your errors? Why are you in the cage?
Glom tells you that Glom is so hungry that Glom hasn't eaten in 2 days, and Glom requires sustenance.
Not my problem.
I'll give him food. I have like bread or something on me, right? Like rations.
You're just short enough that the cage is just barely like
I can't reach.
past your head. Not you, Dell. I'm talking about. You're just like, I don't care. Walk off. What did you say, Dell? I'm sorry.
Do I have like a piece of bread or whatever I can give him a day's rations?
Oh yeah, you can give him a day's rations if you
Water
want.
and bread.
Go for it.
I'm gonna do that for sure.
Okay.
Make note that I have a little less food and water than everyone else. 'Cause that's a thing, right?
Yeah,
Are we
when you
gonna
do
have to
that, Glom greedily takes it from your hands and like smacking its lips, just like shovels the food into its mouth and drinks whatever water you give it. Only then does it see that you guys have like a zombie goblin with you, and then it starts shrieking, like don't kill me! Like I don't want to be a monster. I need to live. And it's just talking about all its children that it has. And it's just saying all these things to you, and it wants out of the cage. It's just not like it's now you've satiated that one thing. It's just like more. I want more.
I got nothing else for him.
And it's like rattling the cage, like let me out.
Is there anything that you can tell us about this bazaar and what is going on?
We'll put you in there.
Roll
Why did you
a
get here?
roll a persuasion as you like try to calm him down with your like angelic aura. You kind of walk up. Like, whoa.
What kind of ASMR is he?
Scourge?
Scourge.
That's not angelic.
I spit light
ASMR.
That's
the definition.
yeah.
You're right, but I just think like Scourge doesn't sound very
I'm gonna use it.
angelic.
It's just like battle, I guess. I don't know. And most of that flavor stuff, honestly, for all those subclasses, it's like never enough dialogue to like tell you what it's actually about. I think pretty much every subclass I'm like, yeah, I get what you want, but this is
it's
Like
pretty vague.
there's
and
so
it's like,
little flavor in some of the supplements. I'm sorry,
15.
15. Yeah, fine. You can ask your question. It kind of calms down a little bit as you walk up to it. More of it's just scared that you're gonna like reach in the cage and punch it or something, like cowers up.
Totally right.
I wouldn't do
Like cowers up, and it's like
that. I'm a good young.
what did you ask it?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
I'm pretty young too. I don't think Sailor's very big.
Sailor's 21.
Yeah.
Hotheads.
I say, and I say to him like, what is? How did you come about this cage, and what is this bazaar?
The goblin doesn't really respond to the bizarre stuff, but it definitely is starts yelling about how. Let's see. Why were you
Whoa.
Raimi, stop. Stop barking.
Raimi.
Raimi.
Dry
It's
up.
Raimi.
Calm yourself.
You guys got your flannels on?
It won't tell you why it's got locked up there, but it will tell you. It will tell you who did it to them, and it's like, Yak did this to me. Yak locked me up.
Okay, well, that's cool. Alright, thanks, bud.
It's like,
Bye.
Yak is cursed.
Yak is cursed.
You guys just ignore it and just want to walk on.
I do.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
I'm literally standing as far away as I could.
Okay, yeah. So you guys walk past it.
Are
You
we
don't
leaving?
you don't
No,
have to
I'm
interact with it.
interacting
No,
with
he
this.
is for sure. No, I think
I'm
he's into it.
engaged.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. Like,
Alright, well, you guys can move into the next room, or
The
start
two of us
moving
can?
that way.
You gonna leave me?
What else do you want to do with it? You want to try to let it out?
I want
I don't wanna leave
I
him.
want some information about
I
Yak.
don't want to leave him.
It says basically like it's just like Yak is
shit.
Yak. He's like Yak is cursed. Yak has horrible curse.
You
Sounds like
goblins are
goblin
the
gibberish to
most
me, man.
inarticulate of the creatures.
So it's
I may have to leave you.
It's like, let me out, and Galam will serve you willingly.
You don't need
No.
this.
Galam will serve
No
you.
way. No way.
She's already got this. What is your guy's name?
Tag.
Galam
Yeah.
starts like
Yeah.
grabbing his throat, like, this like
Glum is
choking
clearly
himself.
unstable.
like,
Going all
like Dobby, just
Yeah,
like hitting his
Dobby,
head
full
on
on
the cage.
Dobby.
Like,
I will literally just murder him if he betrays me. So
Take him with you.
yeah, I
it's
think
like, treat me as your beagle.
I
Shakespeare.
unloose his, or I start to look about, like trying to get him out of his.
Okay, yeah. There is just an old-fashioned big old lock on there. Needs a key of some sort.
I'll unlock it for him if he wants the freaking goblin.
Yeah.
Like,
It's up to
whatever.
you guys.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's like you're like, all right, well. What'd you roll?
He ain't getting that goblin.
13.
13.
So I'll give you one of my inspirations.
Yeah, I'll use
fine.
one of his
Yeah.
inspiration points on it again.
Okay. Use one of his hero points.
Yeah, okay.
My hero.
18?
Okay, yeah, that works. Cool.
I like,
yeah,
I'm
it
like,
just
don't
pops.
open
It
it
just
yet,
pops
though.
open, and as soon as it opens, Glom like falls out and like falls at your feet,
I leave.
both of your feet, and starts like trying
I'm
to
like
kick.
skittering away.
Yeah, you like It goes up to you, how just like it's literally like licking your boots, like.
Oh my
I
god.
just put him aside. We do not grovel. We do not grovel.
And it's like no gravel, no gravel.
That's not what you should do either. Just calm.
I'm just like, you can lick my boots if it makes him happy.
He's just
Gross.
crying because he's so happy.
Come along. Come along.
You gonna be able to be quiet? Like,
Mr. Halleck, please get your goblin under control.
Glom is once if you go up to it, Glom just continues to cry.
So I just go to immediate like intimidation. Like I'm gonna try to
roll
like,
an intimidation.
oh no!
I'm just gonna try to like shake his collar and like make him quiet.
He's not wearing anything except the slave ring, like a shackle for his
He's
neck.
naked?
Huh?
He's naked?
Yeah, he's naked.
Oh, naked. I don't know if we'd let him out.
You didn't
They're
mention
just-
that.
Can't we just put him back in there?
Yeah, can we put him back?
Who's gonna grab him and throw him in there?
It's fine. Just put him back in there.
I'm not grabbing him. I don't have the strength
16.
to do that.
Hey, there she is.
Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Wow.
Dave, whenever you get situated, just roll your chair up to the end of the table on
Cool.
the camera that will look at you.
I've actually got like a little bit of work to do
I figured.
before I can come
You
to
should
my.
for sure.
Enjoy yourself. over there. Come enjoy yourself out here.
It's cold
Chilly.
up here.
No.
I'm fine.
Hi.
It's just colder than normal.
We'll take a break in a minute. Okay, yeah. So you shake, and instantly, as soon as you threaten, like, danger, Glom falls in line. Right away, yes! And then, like, was, like, ready to like, run around and, like, do whatever you need. Just
Awesome.
kind of cowering.
Can we get him some clothes? Anyone have anything to spare?
I'm not interested in helping you with this.
He's like, you look buy Glom clothes
Oh
at
my
the Goblin Bazaar.
Where Yak is?
Yak.
What have you done?
What have you done?
What have you done? You didn't do anything these last.
Which is
few
what you should have
battles.
done.
All right, everybody have a hero point. Let's get out of this room.
Yeah, totally over it.
All right.
So as you guys move into the next space, Glom will tell you one thing. Glom like walks up to you. He's like, "Buy." Like Glom's like, "If you buy me clothes, I'll tell you all I knows." Rhymes for no reason.
Can you just like set him free?
You should not trust anyone that rhymes for no reason.
It
Never.
specifically is like, I know some secrets, and I'll tell you
I don't
them
think we
if
could
you
just
help
say-
me cover my bits.
I feel like if we set him free, something might happen.
To him or us?
So, I mean, just it could recoil.
Well, we're walking around with this.
So
guy's,
you
like,
guys
prison.
push into this next space, and as soon as you walk through the door frame, the room has a soaring 60-foot high ceiling, supported by 2 rows of stone pillars. This is a humongous room. It's an ancient dwarven throne room. It's been completely de-dwarvenized. All the dwarvish architecture has been ground down. All the markings and artistic reliefs have been scoured away, and it's been covered with shit and blood, and it's they're not like completely horrible. Maybe I'm painting them a little too gross. The more put together goblins are not so stupid. They're pretty able to handle. The problem is that goblins almost always, their hierarchy is always based on like who's the toughest. So it doesn't matter if someone's like smart and capable of leading.
It's tough to be like.
If someone else comes along and is like, it's mine, then that's the end of that like goblin society that
It's
just
got to
started.
be like brawny and.
Yeah. So what you find as you enter this space is that there are a lot of goblins in this room. First of all, there are.
Oh, chainmail.
And at the end of this room, there is a large stone throne. Oh no, it's a granite throne on the north wall. There are 8 vendor stalls. There are 22 goblins here.
Wow.
16 vendors, 2 per stall, and 6 guards who stand as in pairs near the exits. So there are 4 exits or 5 exits out of this room, and they guard 2 of the main ones.
Okay, I want to find like somewhere. I'm just looking to get this guy some clothes because he's gross. Real quick.
Yeah, there is.
Very quickly.
Oh god, one PP.
There is. And there are double the guards at one entrance specifically. In the southeast wall, there's this one door that seems to be like extra guarded.
So we're not allowed in?
I would assume that you probably aren't.
Into the bazaar?
No, into that, like, the bazaar is inside this throne room. You're in the bazaar right now. There is another room in the back that seems to be kind of, like, guarded. There's some bugbears guarding that one, so.
Okay.
Can I sneak past them?
Well, they're on the other side of the room. You probably can. You can find pants for this goblin, no problem.
Okay. I just, like, scan about and try to get him some...
Yeah, they're like, they're like little...
Common
like,
clothes.
Yeah, there's, like, you can buy him a cloak for, like, 3 copper pieces. Super
Alright.
cheap.
Cool. Have a lot of gold.
Was that how much gold do you
They're
have?
gonna make
We
change.
all have a bunch of gold. Like that.
They don't make change, so this goblin's like he'll sell you a bunch of
Like
socks.
1,500 gold pieces.
He says I'll give
First
you
dungeon delve. Was
I'll give you that, and then he's like I'll give you all of these socks. He's like all these fresh socks
for a gold piece.
For a gold piece. It's
What do
100
these
it's
socks
100 pairs of
smell like?
socks. They're all fresh. They're all clean socks.
I don't. I just.
He's
need
like
to
they're the
make,
cleanest socks in the
Can we
in
just
the
get
Undermountain.
like a whole outfit for?
I just need something so that he doesn't appear.
Outfit him with armor and
naked.
everything for the gold piece.
Oh, I don't have any armor. He says I'm a textile goblin. I sell.
Give him a whole ass
Is there like a
outfit.
Walmart where they have everything? We can get it all in one place.
He
with
says
one
you're in a
method?
bazaar right now. He says like, well, he's like if you want to buy armor, you have to go across.
So you want me to trade the socks for armor?
I don't know. Well, I don't know how to tell you your business. He's like, I don't make change. It's very like.
That's fine.
It's very
I
well
have
spoken
actual
goblin.
copper. No, I have actual copper pieces.
You have copper pieces?
Yeah.
I don't have any copper.
This nerd.
No, he says, well, that'd be three copper pieces.
3 copper pieces
Yeah.
it is.
He says, there you go. Yeah, here's a
Bandit.
goblin cloak, and it's a goblin
Alright.
sized cloak.
That's an insane price for a goblin cloak.
Yeah, well, you're at
an insane
an
place.
underground bazaar.
Alright, on.
Yeah. So there's trade goods, there's armor, there's shields, weapons, adventuring gear, tools, food, drink. Yeah, you do notice that for what you bought, it's literally a scrap of like dirty fabric. It's way more expensive than it should have been. Like it's this is basically a soiled rag he gave you. Kalam is like, oh, thank you. And he puts it all over on the top of his head, and like wraps it around like a little turban.
So he's still got.
He's still naked. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Give him that chainmail to put.
Yeah, oh yeah, we have a chainmail shirt as well from the last like dungeon delve.
All right. He puts that on, and it's too long, so now his speed's reduced by 10 feet.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's 15 instead of 25, or what?
Yeah, he's got 15 feet of movement. He's just like, ah! Thank you. He'll tell you 2 of his secrets.
All right.
2 of them?
Yeah, you give him 2 things. You gave him a hat. A chain shirt.
That was a hard bargain. This.
Let's see, Bob.
Level
Mom, what
one,
do you
level 1
want?
follower in any
Right?
video
That's
game.
what I'm saying. It's like, come on.
Equivalent stuff they
He
shouldn't
says,
wear.
I know where there are 2, he says, in the tunnels, 2 outposts of Xanathar's guild. He calls them the Guild of Many Eyes. He says, we've seen them hiding out in the edges. He says that one of them is guarded by a, these are both Twitch things, I rolled into one. This is all he knows. One of them is guarded by a ugly, he calls him an ugly drow, or an ugly dark elf. And the other one, he said, is protected by a very beautiful woman. That's all Blom knows about those places. And he can tell you the directions if you guys were take us to those places. He could easily take you to one of those places.
Take us to the beautiful woman.
Are you done with the bazaar?
I don't want any more dirty rags.
Yeah, I don't want any more dirty rags, but he's gonna slow us though.
Is
I
there
mean,
like-
there are other things to buy than dirty rags. You just bought a dirty rag. It's not my fault you bought a dirty rag. You were like, I'll take the first thing he offers.
What kind of tools do they have?
They basically have as you walk around this bazaar, they have a lot of stuff. I mean, it's impressive.
Any magical items?
It's all second hand. It's all
Death World.
yeah. You would want that, wouldn't you?
Duh.
That's all we can use. Well, not you, but
Well, Meryl can't be bothered to
look
to
up.
help you guys identify anything, so she's useless. She's standing in the corner. She's barely with you. She's
Do
just
you
like
have
reading
that
stuff.
8 ball? Oh wait, do we need Meryl to use the 8 ball?
The 8 ball.
Isn't that cast identify?
That
know,
is
I don't
That's
know
not
if that
this
was.
their different campaign.
Oh.
I was gonna say,
Not
I
this
think
character.
that's moves.
My bad.
Um.
I play so much D&D.
Oh, and on the throne,
Two
you
men.
guys notice something as you're
Different,
walking
yeah.
around the room. You're doing your business, and there are these stalls are built up kind of on top of each other. It's very interesting on the goblin architecture, and you notice bugbears kind of break your sight lines up by the throne, and there is a human sitting on the throne.
Can I sneak up to her?
It's a him.
I thought you said we're talking going to see the beautiful woman.
This is just some.
Oh,
this
well,
is
that's a completely different part
yeah,
of the
this
dungeon.
is a side.
Oh my bad. We're still in the bazaar.
Still in the bazaar, yeah.
Yeah, you
So-
can. That would be another
Wow, get with
In
it.
or out,
journey. Do you?
I'm here. I'm in the bazaar looking
Yeah.
for magical items. To be honest.
Okay. You guys don't. You can't without Meryl helping.
No, I heard that. I'm still walking around looking for
Yeah,
magical
for sure.
items.
Yeah, there's a human
What is
sitting,
it?
and the human. If you guys, you don't have to roll an insight. You can see that as soon as you guys walk into this space, there are a few other medium-sized humanoids in here. There is a half orc and a couple of cloaked, shady-looking, I don't know, ne'er-do-wells kind of at a booth in the corner. But it's all goblins. So as soon as you guys walk in, most of the goblins kind of look at you and then go back to their business. But as soon as it's announced, everyone on the throne kind of breaks way so that this person sitting on the throne kind of leans back and kind of looks at all of you and just kind of glowers, just kind of stares. But doesn't do anything. Doesn't send the troops. It seems like if you guys just
Well, we're gonna ask our goblin.
I'm gonna walk up to him.
associate who's bored, okay.
I'm gonna walk up to him.
Okay.
I don't want
Is there anything that I can sleight of hand
No, I'm good.
on my way just to be a thief? Is there a stall with anything valuable?
I mean, it's up on a plinth, so you're literally having to walk up steps to get up. There's really not going to be any way to sneak up to.
I don't want to sneak to him.
Yeah.
I want to walk up to him, but I want to walk by a stall and snag something on my way to
Okay,
go.
well then tell me specifically. There's so much stuff you can't It's not.
I'm just assuming you have a map and you know generally where we are, and you can just pick for me a stall.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what your character wants to do. What stall?
Something kind
You
of.
can be anything you want along the way. So
Yeah.
you tell me.
Yeah.
There are so many wares that are around. Like, what you're just gonna grab?
Any, like-
You're just grabbing anything that you
No,
can.
not necessarily. I was just thinking
Yeah,
there was like a
you don't
stall.
have to do a sleight of hand, and you can grab like this guy's sign.
I don't want the guy's
You
sign.
know, tell me what you want.
You're right. You're right. Something valuable like
There is a stand where closer you get to the stairway that kind of leads up to where the throne is and the handsome man is. There is more like fine wares. There are some art pieces and some like jewelry that's being sold, and a few weapons that are like on stands are like up on mounted plaques and that seem to have like jewels and like, but they're kind of they're in the back of the booth. There's like there's a handful of things as you walk by.
Is there any signs claiming to sell magical items?
No.
That would be too easy.
Well, the truth is, and you would know this about goblins, that these goblins have magic items they
They
keep
wouldn't
them.
even-
Because normally the goblin with the best magic item is the goblin who's in charge.
He's the king goblin. The head honcho goblin.
Who's the goblin in charge?
Yak. Yak is the one who's in charge.
There's a magic item. Can I see if there's anything like, I don't know, maybe shiny I could put on my collar or?
Roll perception.
What did you say? You need a collar? I have a collar. I didn't find anything. I rolled a 6.
There are lots of things that are shiny, but nothing that you see that would be small enough to fit on your collar.
Dope.
I asked what's glob? What?
Glom.
Who is this human that sits on higher?
That is no human. That is Yak, the cursed.
That seems like a magic
When
item.
he says the cursed, he whispers it because he doesn't want any of the other goblins to hear him say it.
What's he cursed with?
Yeah, I'm just like, why?
He is cursed with being tall and ugly.
Sounds like a human to me.
Sounds like you're jealous.
Says Glom. He said Glom knows. Says Yak was a goblin, found magic crown, and then got cursed. So
There it is.
Yak is a goblin. He just has a magic item that turned him into a
Here's a
human.
magic item.
I want that on.
You want that? And then Rip kills them all.
I'm the king of
Feels
the
crazy.
zone.
There are. I'm gonna remind you. In this room, there are
Yak, and it says Rift
24 goblins and 4 bugbears in this room.
How many?
There are 24 goblins and 4 bugbears in this room. If you attacked Yak, you would probably be killed.
But if you kill Yak, then you are the leader.
Yeah, that's the way that works, right?
Why would
We
they
take
get,
it-
why
yeah.
would they get involved?
He's the
Hey,
lead.
hey,
That's
sneaky,
the way- that's
hey,
the way
Captain
goblins
Sneaky
work.
Pants, go do some murdering.
Thank you, Kobold Cove. Kobold Cove comments that our room looks very cozy, and it is very cozy.
It is very cozy.
Although she did just say it was a little frigid.
Is it cold? Do you guys
No,
feel
I'm
cold?
No, I feel
I
perfect.
feel
I'm
good.
just, that's what Tara said.
So you want me to go pull the thing off his head? But he's like on the top of the thing. I already kind of thought of that.
And it's a circlet. It's not a crown, so it's like literally like sitting on.
Oh no, I was saying just go kill him.
Go
Just-
sneak
that
attack
would,
him.
that would work.
If I was
equally.
an
Right,
assassin,
roll a stealth as you guys talk about killing the goblin king and.
You want me to roll a
we
spell?
all roll.
Yeah, you're all talking about murdering this
I
guy.
was.
No, this is bizarre. I'm imagining now you all are. You're all
19.
Like, how did we, like,
Oh!
19.
19. Yeah, you're fine.
Well, no, we have that boon. We can just kind of like talk very quietly, but it goes.
We can hear each other.
We
if
can
we're
hear each
within-
other's.
Yeah, there we
you
go.
still have to talk though.
Whatever.
Does that increase our?
It has to be loud. It's as loud as a whisper. I worded it specifically so that when you used it, you would have to be able to be heard. Making it so you could.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
You're
Just
fine.
need one more pass, right?
No,
I rolled a
Try though.
16.
you're gonna get killed tonight.
I rolled a 16.
You're fine.
16.
You're fine.
I rolled a 10.
You're fine.
9.
You're not.
Cat was talking about murdering you.
Yeah, I really wasn't. I only ever meow, so.
Should I roll? Should I use the arrow
You
point?
meowed loudly, and Selah was like, was like, "Don't talk so loudly about attacking the goblin."
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
Dope.
Wonderful.
What's the point of being a sneaky boy if I'm rolling around with this guy?
and when you do that, the stall closest to you, the one with all the magic armor, 3 goblins
Magic
turn,
armor.
and they all what?
This guy.
Selling armor.
They sell magic armor?
No.
You said magic armor.
Check the tape, bro. You
Did I
said
say
magic armor.
Roll perception.
An arrow comes at you and your character fucking dies. Oh my god.
15.
There's something in that armor stall that is glinting and gleaming underneath this poncho that's on top.
Oh
of it.
no.
There's some sort of breastplate that it's shining. It looks I don't know. It looks special to you.
Ooh,
We're not getting out of here in one piece.
I use
So everybody just got
You
to
can go attempt to buy it from it if you want to.
It's your backup character.
I'm gonna be like, oh, hey, what you got there, bud? That looks nice. Hey, can you?
He's like, "What's up with your friend? He didn't. Does he want? What does he want?"
I want that shiny thing under that poncho.
He's like, "What shiny thing under that?"
Don't say that. Say, I want the.
He goes and he looks with advantage because you said shiny. He's like, "Oh, that is shiny." He says, "Yeah, you can have." And he pulls back the thing and he says, "Oh, I forgot about this." He says, "Yeah, this is a very rare." And he looks at it and he goes, "Orc made."
You don't even know.
You can roll an insight.
Oh no.
Oh no, where is
Perhaps
that?
it's you that
Goblin
doesn't
Bazaar
even
music.
know.
Yeah.
This is 22.
You.
Yeah, he's bullshitting you. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He says you can have this breastplate belong to an orcish war chief. It's worth. Let's see how much is. This is worth 500 gold pieces.
What shaking, Kane? Let's shake him.
Shake it. No, I'm gonna persuade him.
Do that.
Can I
Alright, go ahead
persuade
and
him?
roll a persuasion. Roll a disadvantage because you don't
Because I
speak
don't
goblin.
speak goblin. I look like a nice guy. I have like persuasive facial expressions.
Don't worry about this.
Got a kind face.
I rolled a nat 1,
He's
but
not
that
making-
doesn't. But I get to re-roll my first nat 1 on
Alright,
the
do
turn.
it.
So I get
You
to.
have
Is that the luck?
I rolled.
This
one.
guy's-
Exactly, yeah.
This guy doesn't matter. We're doing a deal.
That's the luck, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna use a hero point.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna offer my shiny, beautiful bust worth 1,500 gold.
Oh my god.
You're offering him what?
I have a bust.
The busted bust.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that thing?
Bust.
Worth
He
1,500.
looks at it. He's gonna look over one more time at his thing. He says,
Can I just take
Sure.
the shoe off of you?
"So that seems fair." He takes the big antique. He gives you
A breastplate.
the breastplate.
I use breastplate.
Okay.
I don't know, can you? What are you?
I use breastplate.
Oh, you do.
Fighter. Yeah.
All right, yeah. This breastplate fits you.
Thanks for finding that for me.
You're welcome,
It
buddy.
is worked bronze, and it is orcish made. But the history he was telling you about it was.
It's a ruse.
Do you put it on?
How big is that bust? Sorry.
It's as big. It's almost as big as the goblin.
Can I put it? Will it fit in my haversack?
The one he just gave to them?
Yeah.
You try to steal it back?
No, I'm gonna buy it from him for 500 gold pieces. It's worth 1,500. So I feel like it's.
Well, if you try to buy it, he's gonna say he's gonna charge you 2,000 for it.
Yeah.
He just bought it for 5. It's worth 5.
Welcome to business.
That's not the way that works,
that's not how that
Jamie.
works.
Have you ever?
I know, guys.
So-
This is my persuasion
So-
check. You guys are on my
okay.
team.
Hey,
Shut
hey,
up.
Roll your persuasion. You put on the armor.
Aren't you still rolling at disadvantage?
Yes, I did.
Caitlin,
Mind
you're
your
attuning to
business.
this
You're on my
armor. This
team.
is happening.
I'm just waiting.
Wow.
What'd you roll?
17.
The goblin says, and he scampers off. And he says to Kaylin, Riff says to you, he says he's going to go get his manager.
What?
Everybody's got a boss.
Go home.
Everybody's got a freaking boss.
He says,
Have you seen the Goblin baking system? That's it. And I just walk away. It's the worst.
he comes in and you're like, okay, and this guy, he's a little bit fatter, he's a little bigger, he's got a bald head, and he walks up and he goes, hey, how you doing? What can I do you for?
Yeah, I'd like to buy that for 500.
He says, oh, buddy, I don't know, man. I'm probably, I think gonna have to do at least 1,500.
How about?
Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
25.
Cool. What do you say?
How about 500 though?
He's like, well, he looks at it. He's like, well, the head is busted. He's like, you're right. You're right. He's like, you know what? He says, I got a friend. Let me call my buddy in. Come on down and have him take a look at it. And he says,
It's like Pawn Stars. It's like one guy after the next that I have to.
Ooh, I don't know, man.
I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever.
He was
And I
already
do
ready.
I do the hard sell thing and I walk away. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just show them the Pawn Star guy.
No, I just do the hard sell thing and walk away. No, I'm good.
You sure? He says it won't take more than maybe 2-3 hours to get him down here.
I'm good. Bye. Thanks.
I'm like, all right. I got a guy. I gotta run a business, man. I gotta run a business.
Well, you just lost a customer, buddy. You know, it's trying to be.
That's what they always say is they like leave the room like fuming.
I love the people who give in on that show. They're always like, well, I wanted more, but, you know, I got $20 and I can buy it.
Buy a little bit of meth with that.
It's
So.
fine. Okay. So what else we doing?
Attuning to that.
Yeah, so you attune to that armor. And when you do...
Did you say magical?
Sure did.
I did not. Yes. Watch the tape. It's a horrible thing to have. Oh yeah? Let's go back and watch it, Jimmy. We'll see who said who.
Check the footage.
All right. What languages do you speak?
He reads all languages.
I know.
Goblin.
I know.
Did you just get cursed by like a sentient?
I know.
Abyssal and common.
All right. Well, it's specific because you see as you put the armor on, the orcish runes that were on it kind of fade away, and they are replaced with these dark, glowing abyssal sigils. This is demon armor, and you now get a +1 to your AC. You can understand and speak abyssal, which you can already do. In addition, this armor's claw gauntlets turn unarmed strikes into your hand. Oh no, it's a breastplate. That doesn't make sense. This is a breastplate, so it's not going to do that. It will instead grant you resistance to fire damage. Yeah. No, it's going to grant you.
Delete.
It's going to grant you.
Backspace.
It's going to grant you. Immunity,
Chicken feathers.
Immunity to fire damage.
Oh shit.
You're welcome.
It will give you vulnerability to to radiant damage.
I heard you up, though.
Yeah.
Is there any kitty armor in here?
You're wearing kitty
I didn't know if there was better kitty armor.
armor. Is there a kitty goblin armor maker?
They're small people, so I mean small.
Maybe
You also, it is cursed, so you now bear a curse.
Ouch.
The armor cannot be removed.
Oh.
It's locked. You have to cast a remove curse spell on it in order to have it be able to come off of you. While you're wearing this armor, you have a disadvantage on attack rolls against demons and on saving throws against their spells and abilities.
Disadvantage demons? And what?
You have disadvantage on attack rolls against demons and disadvantage on saving throws against their spells and special abilities. So if a demon targets you, your saves have disadvantage.
All demons tonight.
And
Welcome to the demon floor.
and that's it.
Demon.
Cool.
We might fight Shaggy.
What'd you say, bud?
Might fight Shaggy.
Might fight Shaggy. This dungeon's weird.
He's
Oh
He's an
no.
in-game boss.
No, you guys will definitely fight Shaggy. We'll definitely fight Shaggy in bonus action on Thursday sometimes.
Oh,
We're changing
yes.
Murder World to bonus action is what we're gonna call it, and it's just gonna be fun, bonkers scenarios.
Very
Oh
cool.
my god.
Fuck trying to
yes.
be moody and like.
Murder World.
Well, I was like, let's get rid of narrative. I want it to be like a Saturday morning cartoon. So it's like the heroes find themselves here, and just like not really try to explain why they're there, like a real cartoon style,
Not
like Kingdom
linear and
and
all.
like
What do you call
Yeah.
it again?
bonus action.
Bonus action. I like that.
Yeah, I didn't know why. That's such a good name
No,
for
it's a
something.
good name.
And it only
It's like a
happens
good
when
name
it
for a
will
band.
happen, so. Hey, what's up? L Hayes 13. L Hayes 13.
What
What
up?
up?
Hi, number 13.
Okay, cool. So you guys are in the Goblin Bazaar. You put on the armor. Anything else you want to do in this Goblin Bazaar?
Any of
Mostly
the
Goblin Bazaar.
any weapons that look shiny? Just kidding.
I'm
not doing
yeah,
it
you
again.
guys
I'm not
are-
doing it again. I'm
You
kidding.
guys already looked
Let's go
around.
talk to that
You
guy.
didn't find anything.
Let's go talk to that guy.
You want to talk to that guy? You don't have to.
Well, doesn't he have
He has that magic.
magic?
Yeah, I think it might
I
be
mean-
a better idea to just leave because they already suspect us.
Thank God someone has a brain here. Let us leave.
We should leave. That's all I'm
I'm
gonna
with you
say.
guys.
By the time you guys are like getting yourselves ready, what were you saying? I'm sorry. Karen.
I was just saying we should leave.
Yes. By the time you guys are like having this conversation, it takes you a moment, but then you recognize Glom's the first one who notices that he's like pulling your bow. That
Fuck
Yak
yeah.
the Tall and his bugbears have moved back into that other room, that guarded room, and now they're kind of like sequestered. So,
Weenie. Taunt him.
yeah. So if you want to talk to them now, you have to go into like past their bugbears.
Just yell at him. Say he's a weenie.
You want to go deeper? You wanna go-
Yell, he's a weenie.
Do you really?
Roll a.
I don't know.
Roll a.
I think I'm hiding
yell.
for no
I don't
reason.
know.
As
You
we're
don't roll
leaving,
anything.
if he comes,
Do you yell it in Goblin or in Common?
Performance.
comments.
I
No one
could.
cares.
If
You yell in Common.
I'll speak goblin
What'd
if
you
I
say?
have to. It's
Are we
goblin
set
language.
on going and confronting this man goblin?
No,
No, we're
We
leaving.
never were.
No, let's
get
Okay.
the
fuck
We're leaving? Alright.
You worried about it?
No, I was gonna say I can try to charm the bugbears, possibly.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that would work, but if we're leaving, let's do that.
You want to charm the bugbears?
I think we're just
I don't
exploring
think we're.
more.
There's only one other room in this space that you guys can explore that doesn't lead you back the way you came, or into that like hidden room, and it is.
Sequester.
Um,
Hi, buddy.
this room is also. This room is not guarded, but there is a locked door on it, and it is like a heavy wooden door with reinforced steel beams, and the locking mechanism itself, part of the door, turns, and then there's a lock, and it needs a key. So you can attempt to unlock it, but and trying to unlock it in this space could be dangerous. You need to probably cause a distraction. You need a distraction. There's nothing for you to hide behind. You need something like distracting if you wanted to try to get.
Can I have like a little kitty distraction?
Don't. Yeah, sorry.
You can go grab somebody something and go running around.
Well, I have a bag of catnip, and I could just walk up and just like shake it and make a mess everywhere or something.
Well, you're in this like big open bazaar. If you rip open your bag of kitty litter
No one's
in this
gonna-
goblin
No one's
bazaar,
gonna
they
fuck.
won't care.
Okay, cool.
Just try to make ooh.
Uh,
Go nuts, jumping on stalls and
Yeah.
ripping-
I'm just gonna like cat it up and
No,
just like
we
go
don't
start
have to do that.
knocking
Are you gonna
things
use?
over.
You should use like mage hand and
Yeah,
gust,
if you want to start like just like going like ape shit
Sorry,
and cat
sorry.
crazy, like jumping on stalls and like knocking things over, you can do that. No problem. Yeah. So
Are they gonna try and
go ahead and roll a
Excitable.
It's
like 25.
roll a dexterity check to make sure you don't like fall or slip, because as you start jumping from cart to cart, these goblins start like start screaming, and they'll start like trying to grab you, and they're all yelling cat or like goblin for cat, which is like blah! Everyone's like blah, 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 blah.
Mr. Cherry Cheeks.
Can I make my door roll?
Let's see how successful she is.
14.
Yeah, you're fine. You're dancing across there. This being said, even with all the ruckus she's causing now, she just jumped on top of this sign that was being held up by all this fabric, and then you ripped the fabric down. Now you're swinging. All this like mayhem's ensuing. But even so, there's still quite a few goblins in here. You're still gonna have to make your. They'll still make their check. They'll just make a check at disadvantage because of all the.
I'll make a check at this.
No, they're gonna make a check against whatever you roll. What'd you roll?
24.
Don't make theirs a disadvantage.
Don't.
Yeah, there's just too much shit going on. So much so that the two bugbear guards that are guarding that room that Yek just went into have now moved into the center, and they're going to attempt to try to catch Minerva the only way they know how, with their big clubs with nails that are hammered through them.
Maybe go try and
So they
catch
start
the-
running
yeah,
up. Yeah, they're going to start running up to her.
I'm gonna start running out there too. Then when I see them move.
That was your lockpick, or was that your stealth?
That was my stealth.
That was your stealth. Okay, now roll your lockpick. Whenever make me a dex save, as they brought up to you. Stop it, Caddy! Caddy cat!
Not nat 20.
Yeah, nice. You just like pew jump out of the way, and they just almost like smash this other goblin in the face. What'd you roll over there, lockpicky?
24.
Nice. Click clack. It opens up. Does anyone else want to do anything before I go back to her to make another save from being smashed?
I was gonna go out and try and like grab her and be like, "Oh, my cat."
Sorry.
Nice. Do you just let me? That's up to you. Do you let him grab you?
I mean, I guess I would assume that everything was done then. So yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
You
fine.
look over. You can see.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm going to say you've already slipped inside the door because it's the safest thing to do. Get out of sight.
I guess.
Uh,
I don't know.
Right? What are you
No,
doing?
I'm in there. I don't know if it's
you
the safest thing
Yeah,
to
you
do.
slip inside and you jump in her arms. As soon as you do that, roll a persuasion to me. Roll a persuasion for me.
Me or
At me.
Bryce?
Bryce. He's like, this is my cat. Oh.
She's more like, "Thank you for finding my cat. I was quite worried." I'm gonna use a hero point.
How many guards?
What'd you roll?
Well, it was
No, it's 20.
It like the bugbear like looks and like rears its
25
fist back like it's going to like punch you or the cat, and then like looks around the room and then looks at its hand and then kill human. Have a good day. And it just like walks back over to the thing, and you have the cat. So.
I despise bugbears.
All right, so we cut back to Dell inside the room.
Hello?
Yeah, it's dark. Do you have dark vision?
No.
No. Do you have anything that you can see with?
Lantern. Torch. Can I light a candle?
You have a torch?
I have a candle.
You have a candle? You can light a candle.
Cool.
Yeah. Pull out your candle. There's a few things. There's a gruesome diorama featuring the stuffed corpses of a beholder and 6 goblin.
Oh.
All of them in battle poses, adorned with costume jewelry, literally like made by goblins. This is like goblin art, and it has very expensive jewels like put into it with the different types of resins and like weird like sculpturing that they make. Nice. El Hayes just followed. Thank you. There is an ivory chessboard on a low stone table. There is a 9 foot tall, 3 foot wide framed painting of Yek, depicting him in his regal human form, standing proudly with his golden circlet on his brow. And then there's a hefty, iron branded wooden chest with iron rings for handles.
Is it locked?
What is that thing meant?
Iron chest with rings for handles. The wooden chest is not locked and it is full. There was 2,000 silver pieces inside of it.
Never mind.
I mean, in your bag, your handy haversack, right? Okay, cool. How many points do you have inside that thing right now?
I have no idea. Each.
You
The handy. How many? No. There's 3 pouches. And each
I
pouch.
told you how much space it's worth. What I gave it to you.
20.
Type. Well, then I've got my bag in there, which is probably 2.
Yeah, it's 2.
And then it's got like my crossbow in there, which is 2.
Yeah.
And then
2,000 gold pieces.
I've got 1,500.
It's 1 pound for every 100 pieces, whatever they are.
Okay.
Oh,
That
It's a
bag
pretty
is
big little
15,
like
you're
wooden
at
box.
19 pounds.
You can fit inside there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to.
Can I just dump it in there? Is it lighter if I dump it in there?
No, the weight of the box is almost. I'm not.
I put it
counting
in there. In the box.
that. Yeah, you might as well. I'm not counting that.
Stealing a lot of gold.
It's a lot of silver. Yeah.
And the chest set.
And the chest set.
Yeah.
The chest set is one weight.
My bag's full.
Still all that gold. Silver. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of silver.
2,000.
2,000 pieces of silver. Also in this room is a beardless dwarf who is chained up to the wall. You notice him after you get all this gold and stuff. You like look. He is just barely like he's asleep.
He's a dwarf?
Unconscious. It's a dwarf. Yeah. He's in tattered clothing. And yeah, he's chained to the wall. He seems he stinks. It's like he's been kept prisoner here for a second.
I give him water and try to wake him up.
Yeah, as soon as you walk over to him, he's like, "What?"
Hey, buddy, you need some water? You okay over there?
I will cut back outside. At this point, Minerva, you can sneak into this room since you're a cat. Everyone else would have to do a check to get into this room. But does anyone want to join this? What's happening in this room, or do you want to just continue to play it cool out in the bazaar?
Can people just be like standing near so I can be like,
To like guard the door.
I would be guarding the door.
Mhm.
Like
so I
that-
peek back out. I'm like, there's a dwarf in here.
I'll go in with you.
Cool. Well, if Sila's kind of like standing there, kind of like trying to be nonchalant, but like boxing out the door because of where it's positioned, that will give you advantage on a stealth check to kind of duck inside. You can kind of get from one stall, and there'd be a little bit of a 3-foot gap you'd have to run behind. And
You can come in and you staying up.
you don't have to make that a disadvantage because you're a cat.
You don't necessarily have to come in.
You also don't have to come inside. I was just giving you an opportunity to get into the scene. If they want to. If you don't want to, we'll just hop back inside. We'll just go back inside and we'll finish up the scene real quick.
I'm staying outside to
Okay.
like cover the door in case
we're all just gonna.
assailants come.
What am I doing at disadvantage because I'm a cat?
Nothing if you don't want to. Do you want to go inside the room where Dell is, or do you want to stay outside?
Yeah, I thought you said it was easier for me because I was a cat to go in.
You don't have to at disadvantage, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I was
Okay,
going to
guys,
go
so my-
help.
Yeah, I don't think you have to make a check. I think you can
Yeah.
It's just covering assailants.
Do you want to go inside, Car?
No, probably not.
So you guys are just all kind of blocking this door, trying to make sure no one can see that
Trying to act.
it's
casual.
open. I mean, like if someone looked over there and was like really paying attention,
The
they
door is open.
yeah, and it cracks this way out. So you're all like. So
Halberd.
as Minerva comes inside, yeah, you kind of wake the dwarf up, and it's like, he's gagged.
I pull it off his knee.
He's like, help me!
Silence!
Ah! What do you do?
I put the gag back
You
on.
put a gag back on.
And I say, we have to be quiet or otherwise we'll all die.
Roll a persuasion.
Beardless dwarf, what a waste of time.
Sorry, he's like an intelligent race. I can't read.
He can't even grow a beard. What kind of dwarf is he, really?
Yeah. Did you say beardless dwarf?
He's weird. Yeah.
He's probably been shaved.
He has been. Yeah, he's got like
Yeah.
stubble. Yeah.
Like ripped out by the goblins,
Uh-huh.
you
Nope.
savage.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a beard. He's not.
But,
It's pretty hard.
Persuasion is 14. Or 24, sorry.
You look more like a halfling to me.
Wait.
He's like.
I will free
He
you
looks
if you
at
be
and
quiet.
he nods like he's like.
I'll free you if you be quiet. You have to be quiet. Alright, so I pull it down and I ask him,
He's like, my name's Copper Stormforge. He said, I don't like that voice. He said, my name's Copper Stormforge.
Yeah.
He's got like a Stephen Blum like raspy thing going on. He is also a rogue. So.
Brody.
Yeah. And when he looks at you, he gives you one over, and then he like when you calm him, he says something to you in thieves' cant.
Okay.
It's like basically like he's like, is the storm like the storm
Right.
front? Does it come in?
Right, and I
Yeah.
respond with, The lighthouse is always waiting.
He goes, I was like, I got a hero point. Let's go. And he looks at you with like a knowing, like, oh yes. And he says, you have to let
Bro moment.
He says, you have to let me out of here.
I will right now. But why are you locked up? Who locked you up?
Said at my camp, I was down here with my cohorts, an adventuring party. We call ourselves the Fine Fellows of Daggerfort. And he said, we were down here plundering, looking for gold.
How much do you weigh? And how long can you hold your breath?
What?
I'm gonna put you in my bag and I pull that stupid silver out. And I'll sneak him out of my bag.
You can trade one for the other.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
A human, we should just have a set rate. A human's
Right.
15 points.
12 for the dwarf though, right?
No.
Trying to get some of that
Let's
more
keep it
gold.
Let's keep it a flat.
So he gets in and I dump gold in on top of it.
Keep it flat.
How much silver can I dump in on top of him?
What's left? Got
9? 5? No, 4. 6.
What?
Because he's 14, right?
It's 100. It's 100 pieces weigh 1 point. One
Okay.
point.
How much does he weigh? 14?
He's 15.
That's why he's like flat.
He's like I'm not getting that bag.
If you get in this bag, we'll get away.
He said, I'm not gonna get away.
All right,
I'm
fine.
gonna kill
I
this all.
just unlock him and.
He said, I'm gonna kill these
Do you have any
motherfuckers.
weapons? What are you gonna kill him with? Can we sneak away and get you some weapons and then?
Roll a perception.
Can I roll an investigation? Look for his stuff.
No.
Perception. Another nat 1.
What do you?
I rolled out of the thing and so it doesn't
Okay.
count. And then I rolled a nat
He's
1.
rolling over there.
No, I get it. I rolled 23.
You rolled a nat 20. So when you're like, what, do you even have any weapons? The next thing you notice that he's by the door. He's just like in a robe, like a slave's garment, and he's got your rapier. And he's like looking at the door. And he's like,
All right, fine. I pull my I roll crossbow out.
to shoot him?
No, we're obviously leaving, and then now I need my weapons in my hand. I'm not gonna fight him. I just freed him.
You're not gonna take? Okay, yeah, for sure. You're back up. Oh wow. Okay.
That's a turn.
Do I have to fight him? I don't want to fight him.
No, I mean,
just
it-
let him create a distraction.
Yeah, he
and
can
then
have
we
my
book
rapier if
it.
he wants it. I have so much gold.
I say,
I put that silver
can't really
back in
kill
my bag,
everyone
by the way.
here. I mean, there's
Yeah,
tons
yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, we're fine.
All right. So what do you? So you're just gonna let him go?
He's not my prisoner.
No, I know. I mean, I'm letting you interact with him before he leaves this room.
Oh. Hey man, be careful. Are we gonna crew up or where are you going? What's happening?
Follow
now?
my lead.
Such a jerk.
He is about to.
He jumps out of the
Leroy
stall like
Jenkins
behind.
shit.
He gets advantage because of all you guys crowding the door.
Is he gonna go attack this guy?
He tuck and rolls.
Oh,
Whew. You guys don't even see him.
I
Roll
run out.
a perception. Everyone who's standing outside, roll a perception. Minerva, you can follow him if you want to.
Yeah, we're following.
Oh my.
He doesn't you haven't said anything, so he does not recognize. He didn't even see you.
Right.
You were passing, and you're like a cat, so like whatever. I don't care
God,
about
there's
it.
a cat in here.
Yeah, good.
Goddamn cat.
Perception.
11.
Perception, Kara.
10.
Oh, 5. Nope.
Is he about
Alright.
to go like start a fight? And should I steal a weapon on my way over there? Like get a new rapier? Or some shit?
Yeah, he jumps behind the cart, and then he runs up. There's a stand next to the where you guys are kind of standing closer to the stairwell, and it's a purveyor of like different types of pipes, made of different types of horns and materials.
Pipes?
Yeah, like little like tobacco pipes,
Oh,
like Gandalf looking. Just like, yeah.
You know, like
Pan
pan flute.
Yeah. And Copper kind of like sneaks up behind him, and now you guys, after Minerva, you all follow Minerva, so you're all able to see it happening. You kind of turn, and there's a goblin kind of like sitting there, and he's singing like a. And a rapier just goes up through his back of his head, up out in his eye, and he's just like, "Whoa!" And you just see a hand kind of pull him down.
Oh my god.
And,
He's an assassin.
and then Yeah, he disappears again.
I just wanna watch him as he goes.
Am I
It's
still
beautiful.
following him?
If you want to, can we follow him?
He said follow his lead.
Yeah.
I'm following him, I guess. Is there a weapon stall? I can steal my.
It's all the way out the back of the other side. So if you want to start making your way, you can.
I'm not taking a detour. I'm following the group. I've got my.
I mean, you guys are in this bazaar. So to paint the picture for you, if
Do I assume he's headed towards the other guy's
he's
thing?
working his way around, you can tell he's making his way the long way to Yek's private room.
Right.
But he's going to kill as many goblins as he can between here and there, as discreetly as possible.
I
But
don't feel like we'd stop it.
but
I'm not gonna
Yeah, I
help
just
him.
feel
but I'm
like
not
we
gonna
should
stop
let him do his
And I'm
own
gonna see if I can find a weapon then. If I've got a little bit of time.
okay, cool.
Do we know? None of us saw this.
You have no idea.
Yeah,
what's
you guys don't.
happening.
You guys, other than
Yeah.
remember, you guys have basic telepathy as long as you are discreet.
Oh, are you guys telling us?
Hey guys, there's a freaking assassin dwarf running around killing goblins, and I think we should help him. We might get all this loot if we help him. I don't know.
Is he
It's
killing
kinda-
everyone?
Yeah, he's killing all the goblins.
Oh, great. Yeah, let him kill as many as possible. Then we'll clean up the rest.
Oh my god.
Do I have the telepathy thing? Because I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, your character was here. Oh no, your character was not here for that.
I was not here for that, so I'm just.
Everyone's like they're all mumbling to themselves. You're all standing within like a few feet of each other, so you can probably still hear them.
You think that we've all just lost our...
Yeah, he goes in. You see another, but this time everyone like you hear a "Ah!" as you turn like 4 stalls down, and there's like 10 goblins. They all turn, and no one sees what happens, but there's a goblin just like laying over the stall, just like dead. And everyone starts to kind of like, oh, there's like hubbub starting, and the 2 bugbears kind of start walking over to that stall. It's right next to the weapons stall, so as this is happening, you can make a quick sleight of hand
To grab a rapier.
Yeah, to grab a weapon, yeah.
A weapon?
To grab a weapon,
Can I
rapier.
roll with
Right, yeah, so
disadvantage?
Roll a perception to see if you can find one as you're walking over there.
Ooh, nat
20.
Nat 20. Yeah. There's a rapier. It is up inside a glass box.
Okay.
And it's sitting like behind the counter. You're gonna have to get up behind the counter.
I'll hardcore parkour that.
Okay. All right. Well, you're gonna do stealth. Do it at disadvantage because you're gonna have to like sneak up behind. And as the goblins kind of like the goblin in this stall is like, oh no, Lillian! like what happened? Like yelling at the other stall, like just like not paying attention behind it.
Stealth?
Yes. With disadvantage.
Damn.
Should I re-roll that? That nat 20 I just rolled?
Man.
Should re-roll both.
That's okay.
Did you roll?
A nat 20 and a 19.
Fuck!
That's okay.
That's alright.
You know what happens when I roll a 19 for a stealth check? I get a 30 for my
That's crazy.
stealth.
Yeah, you go behind, and he's like, how, what's happening?
19s are better than nat 20s.
And then the goblin's like, get Yak! Someone tell Yak! And he's just so frantically yelling that you just kind of like you're all like scattered across this space right now, and all of you can see Dal just like. He like goes up behind the goblin and is like. and then he walks behind the partition and then stealths and then makes his way back to you guys.
I'm just like, man.
That is a masterwork, elvish made masterwork rapier. One thing you notice when you grabbed it, it was sized for a much larger person. Once you grabbed it, it seemed to shrink down.
Inside your body.
From me?
Yeah.
And now you're
And
dead.
now it's the size of a needle. No.
Death Spike!
No, it shrinks down to your size, and it has this blue pommel and this ivory inlay, and you can feel it kind of buzzing in your hand. But you're gonna take a short rest to see what it does, or get Meryl out of her head and cut to Meryl, who's still in the opening chamber. She didn't follow you guys into the bazaar. She's just like
standing,
reading
leaning
her
up
book.
against the.
Yeah.
She has no idea that a murderer is
Yeah,
loose.
she's in the other room. You're like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
Cool. Then let's see what else. Yeah, so he kills that, and now they're all looking around, and the bugbears immediately look at the group of you who are now kind of clumped back together as Dale kind of returns quickly over, except for maybe you. I'll say that you can probably. You're still following him.
The dwarf.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was gone for a minute.
Are you following the dwarf still?
I-
If you want to, you are.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just roll me perception.
We can kind of see where he is because he's
No, he's-
stabbing
he's-
and killing goblins.
After you killed that last
Yeah,
goblin,
he
everyone's
disappeared.
he's
Oh, okay.
he's not killing anymore.
I heard that.
18. Perception.
You see him. You keep following him, and she probably with her. Well, I think she can tell you that he's crouched down. Was about to make a jump to like Yek's door, which they walked away from, but he's gotten so close you can see in his eyes. He's just like those bugbears are right there, and he pulls out a set of knives and he's got all this gear on him now.
Oh.
He's been grabbing stuff as he's been going along, and he's got a
Completely
bandana,
different dress.
Yeah,
You
he's
sound
just
like Rambo now.
yeah, he looks badass.
Completely outfitted.
And he takes out some daggers, and they're all like crooked and curved, and he's ready to pounce. He's going to jump on these bugbears and attack them.
Oh, so
Can we get there in time to help
Can we
him?
see this now?
Yeah.
She
Since
tells you about it, so you
I'm
can,
gonna
you
go.
can know it.
I want to go face the
Long
bugbears
shot
as they're
for
walking
it.
up and try and distract them.
Nice. Can I make a stealth check to hide behind him?
What we're gonna do is, I don't think you need to make a stealth check right now. These guys are not interested in you, but as you walk up, the bugbears, they look around. If you start to walk to this space, they look at all of you and they're like, "You did this!" Make your stealth check to hide behind Zila. They're yelling at you, Zila. You did this!
The
Did what?
bugbears?
27.
Yeah.
Kill Lillian!
I killed no one, bugbear, and you'd be best off to go back to your post. And I'm gonna intimidate them.
Who are you? Roll an intimidation.
I'm gonna
What'd
try.
you roll?
27.
You're
25.
Don't underestimate my sneakiness.
The bugbear that you were intimidating, you're like, go back to your post. It looks at you and it goes, and it like kind of turns back and
Sees the rogue standing right behind him.
and like walks away. Yeah, and as he like is turning to walk away, the rogue is like right in his face and like jumps up and like stabs the dagger, the jagged dagger right up. And is like right into its brain and just kills the bugbear.
Oh,
And at
down
that,
something.
the other bugbear goes, killer, murderer! And they all start like clanging things, and you guys can see from the other room, bugbears are starting to come out of Yek's chamber. All the goblins are starting to run around. We're gonna take a short break, and when we come back, we'll roll initiative, and we're gonna have a big fight that you'll probably all die in.
Yeah! We didn't do anything.
All right,
You
guys.
murdered this guy. We're
Stay
not-
tuned. We'll be right back in like 15 minutes or so.
We can just go get Yek.
Where are
Hey,
the
they assumed
things?
we did it anyway.
Yeah, literally, we're getting blamed for this.
All we've done is literally
trying to remember. Oh yes.
The Christmas one?
The
All
bit
right,
model
back.
after your
Hello.
student.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
That's it.
Greetings.
You're the viewer
I'll
right
think
now
of it
still.
in a minute.
It might be us, but it might be L Hayes. If it's L Hayes. What's up, L Hayes?
What's up?
If not, still, what's up, L Hayes?
Hello.
We do like El Hayes.
Yeah, we love L Hayes.
El Hayes.
Oh, chrysanthemum
Yeah.
and geranium.
Yes.
Little
And I
chrysanthemum.
think you gotta talk like this.
A little
Mhm.
more.
Something like that.
It's like
That was
a.
your squirrel.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we left off, you guys had just witnessed a little dwarf that Dal had set free, who was being kept in as prisoner, I guess as property, as I would assume.
Yeah, he's a slave at that point. He was a little
You
bigger
set him
than-
free, and he went on a little killing spree, killed about 4 goblins, and then
We kind of wanted to do that anyway.
That's it.
trader goblins. I guess you did. You guys have had it out for these goblins since day one.
Fuck goblins, man.
Goblins, man. Fuck these goblins.
Glom got a hill.
And
No evil for this guy, you know?
Yeah, Glom has a hill.
They're just simple merchants, but now they're like slavers, you know?
I mean-
sure, and a cave full of like actually awful people that are actively trying to hurt us. Let's kill the people that didn't do anything wrong to us at first.
Yeah. You got
I
it.
didn't start this fight. I did free a
the
human.
the bad guys will be
humanoid
this
creature.
unicorn.
An intelligent creature.
TBH, we have not taken any aggressive actions towards anyone yet.
I will simply
It's
defend
true.
myself
Yes.
if attacked. Accosted.
You guys should.
But we're definitely blamed for this
You
whole
accosted.
situation.
They
I
blame
mean,
us.
yeah.
We're
I
definitely
did let that
blamed.
guy out.
You did let that guy
Yeah.
out. Which,
So I blame you a little bit too.
I mean, in hindsight,
I didn't ask your permission.
great idea.
All right, Rick. What'd you roll?
21.
Oh, we were on.
I guess I will roll initiative.
Yep. What'd you roll, Del?
Lost.
18. Initiative is your dex, right?
Dex, yeah. What'd you roll, Halleck?
Sim.
Sim. Sim. Sim.
So,
What did you roll, Meryl?
11. Boo.
Closer to 7.
Yes.
What did you roll? I'm gonna keep using pink for you for right now. What did you roll?
13.
Alright, Carl rolled a 13. That's closer to 11.
I just wanna see everybody tell me.
Kitty Cat Nat, what did you roll?
15.
I'm ready for that. I'm all about
Let's
that
see that.
action.
11.
Who else
Marcus
rolled an 11?
I did.
Roll
My
up.
dex
Roll
is
up.
I don't say Celia goes first because you're all in.
I'm in
you've been-
trance.
Yeah, you're like I'm reading my book.
I literally don't know what's happening.
You've been the way I've described it. Your character's been walking around like casting like dancing lights, doing all the things she's supposed to be doing, interacting, but just been engrossed reading through these. It's as if you found new pages when you woke up and you're like reading through all this material.
Did she find new
You
pages?
probably
Like
did
text while I'm walking, kind of like not paying attention to anything else.
More like the girl walking and reading her book in the hallway.
Yep.
Okay.
That one.
That one.
Yes,
It's
that
more accurate.
Okay. Well then,
Hey.
what do you do, Rift?
You can put it down.
Pull out flame tongue
Go.
with my rod.
Jesus.
So he pulls out your rod of lordly might, and you activate the flame tongue option, and a blade of flame erupts.
Hey.
Cool.
And I shift.
And you shift. What is that? Is that an action to shift?
Bonus action.
Cool.
Flame tongue's bonus action.
Is it bonus action to shift and a bonus action to flame tongue?
Yeah. Can I do that?
You know, technically you can't. Isn't that weird?
So weird. You
Well,
can't
I'm
use.
gonna say you can.
You can't use a bonus
I feel
action.
like a bonus action should fit into an action.
I feel
slot.
like that.
You know what I mean? Like a bonus action would, by definition,
Two bonus actions is like almost
equal to
one
an action. Yeah. So or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna say you as long as you have an action slot.
Yeah, they're both bonus.
Okay, cool.
What's
So you
the
just-
shift?
What's the shift do? Describe it.
They don't.
You're like Beast right now.
Yeah, I
No, not Beast.
get like bigger. Have you guys seen that Split movie?
Yes.
No.
What?
You know, like he
No,
just
no,
I
kind
know
of
what
like
you're talking about.
When he becomes
Well-
the beast.
yeah. Well, he just like gets he
Oh,
just
you
gets
just
big.
spoiled it.
For everyone. We're never gonna watch
Damn.
this again.
Of course.
For all
I
the
don't
viewers.
care.
Cool. Yeah, so you just like.
I don't either.
Yeah,
Get
it
more
just gets a little
ripped and-
tougher,
yeah,
and
for sure.
gets
What is it? What's the feature?
Basically, he flexes.
I get also a little bonus HP.
Cool.
Experience.
Awesome.
and, like,
All right.
Alright.
It's your turn.
If an enemy ends their turn 5 feet in front of me, I can use my reaction to move 10 feet away. No attack of
Cool.
opportunity.
Are you within 5 feet of anyone?
No, I didn't move at all yet.
Okay, cool. All right, Del, what do you do?
So, as this like happens, everybody's running into the room. This guy runs in, and so I like hide check and try to run over here and sneak attack him with my new rapier.
Is it a goblin?
No, it's a big
That
bugbear.
Big bugbear
black
just walking in
bugbear.
the room.
Big bugbear,
Big
blood
bugbear.
black. The other big,
Big bugbear.
the other bugbear, blood blue.
1 second.
Oh my good no.
Instead of black bug, we
Yeah,
have just the
oh
bugbear.
my goodness.
It's probably easier.
I'm gonna flip
One
this
bugbear.
camera.
One
So
Nope, it's
there.
not.
blood black.
The other bug.
There we go.
The
So
other
now
bug-
the
I don't
initiative
often get to be the
turns.
aggressor.
One bugbear, blood black.
Yeah,
The
man,
other
fuck 'em up.
bugbear, blood blue.
Fuck goblins, dude.
Okay, so you sneak up behind. You're gonna use your bonus action to do this to do your stealth.
Yeah,
Okay, what's your roll?
nothing yet. I was just waiting.
No. I'm trying to catch up with you.
Or 28.
Yeah, you get up behind him, no problem. He's like, what happened?
It's
Wheels.
unawares.
Get up behind him. You want to make your attack?
Yep.
Yeah, you got your sneak attack.
I'm not gonna be hidden anymore after this though.
Which roll?
I'm gonna use my last hero point.
Did you? Is that?
Do you need another one? What do you roll?
I rolled
Did you
a.
hit if you're gonna give yourself?
No,
up?
you're
You're
right. A
small.
15 to hit.
A 15 does not hit. He is covered in thick hide armor.
With that.
Take another one.
You can have one of mine.
Thank you.
You can have my last. Shit. Come on, guys.
Tight. Non-nat 20.
There we go.
That hits.
Goodness gracious.
Your
man.
rule,
Thanks,
your
guys.
tray rule works.
I get to deal a little damage before he beats me down with whatever
That's
weapon he's
fucking
carrying.
It's gonna be fun though.
It will be.
I'm right here, man. I'm here.
Do damage.
Sorry.
That's good.
Go ahead.
I hit him. Oh wait.
I
Now
got-
what?
What's your? Don't you have 3d6 now?
3d6.
So you say it was nat 20?
Yeah. Non-nat.
Non-nat
12 damage.
20. Nice. Which color bugbear was that?
The black one.
Black bugbear?
There's how many bugbears are there?
2, I think.
2.
One's dead.
No, that one. There is a dead one, but
The
I
dead
never
one's
know.
there, he's just not on the board.
So there were 3.
They're worth.
They're worth. There are bugbears in the other room.
Oh,
At least
okay.
one.
I don't think the guy is in the room. I think the guy is in the other room, and this one came out of that room.
Yeah, this guy was coming out of the room. You snuck up behind him. He sees you
Mm-hmm.
now, so you don't
Sure.
have your stealth anymore. But
I'm gonna use the rest of my movement speed.
uh,
I'm just gonna see. I mean, he's gonna hit me if I stay here, so I'm just gonna leave.
might as well try to. Yeah, it's worth it. I get it. You said how much damage? I'm sorry.
12.
I did 12 damage.
12 damage. Ooh, yeah, you get him good. Is this with your new rapier
Mm-hmm.
that you have not attuned to? With
Correct.
him? Okay, cool. Yeah. You feel this is a superior weapon.
To have wetted it is nice.
Yeah,
The first
and,
time.
and it's light in your hand. It's well
Yeah,
balanced.
Feels good.
If you hold your finger like right under the
Oh, I did
pommel,
it. It feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did my whole. Very dexterous. Yeah.
Is it all balanced?
Yeah, it's very well balanced.
Yeah, you stab him in the stabby parts. And as you move away, we'll take an attack of opportunity. Ouch. What's your AC?
17.
He hits you with his Morning Star.
Oh, yeah, he
back
does.
leg.
Yeah, he does.
And oh shit.
What did he roll? A nat 20.
No, I didn't have 20.
High.
The audacity, Jimmy.
He hits you for 12 piercing damage.
Ooh, wee.
Give it back.
Give it back.
Alright, but yeah, he hits you, but it doesn't phase you. You're
I'm
able
like,
to
"Ah,
kind
shit,
of roll. Yeah, you just tuck and roll. Ow!
Oh, ow.
Alright.
I try not to curse. You know what I mean?
It's now the bad guy's turn. The bugbear that you just hit, how far away is that where you actually moved?
Yeah, I didn't get like very far, but
Okay. The bugbear is going to.
run after me.
Yeah, Jimmy, will you just run the little board for me?
I will. I'll run the board.
Yeah, that guy runs back up to you. Actually, as he does, is there a table between him and you?
Yes.
Yeah, he kicks that table over. Creates
Nice.
out like a cover area. He doesn't like knock it all the way over. He kicks it on its side. Yeah, there you go. Kind of out of his way. Yeah, it's fine. Remember he does. He just kicks it.
I got it. My hands. Yeah, nothing.
Alright, he runs over, and he kicks it out of his way, and he's going to come up to you, and he's going to try to hit you with his...
Hey, does he pass by me?
I feel like he kind of passed
Yeah.
us by.
Okay, yeah, then he gets you get an attack of opportunity. He's mad at the little guy that just stabbed him.
Yeah, let me get that.
Yeah, get that.
Yeah, go for it. He's not a smart fella. I'm not a smart bugbear.
And on my attack of opportunity, can I do my feat where I take 5 or remove 5 and then add to the damage for a sharpshooter?
Are you gonna use your bow to attack of opportunity?
I guess not. Just kidding. No, just kidding. I'll use.
It has to be a melee attack.
Yeah, I'll use my.
You can use the
the
bow as
vorpal.
a
Yeah,
sword.
use your vorpal sword.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man, and it was almost a hit.
Almost, just sliced him.
Awesome. Yeah. So you kind of spin, and as you do,
Yeah,
I
but
imagine,
it's,
your bow just
It's 20. It's not nat 20.
not net 20.
Yeah.
Then I would rule that it activates, right? Like it doesn't say on a 20. Does it
It's
say on
19 or 20.
No, I know, but does it say on a natural 20? Does it just say on a 20?
I didn't ever look and see.
Let's see. Vorpal sword.
Hey, Caleb,
That was tight if you kill him.
would you give me that clear box of cards up there behind you?
It just says
My spell
if
cards.
you
I will know.
if it has a head and you roll a 20 on the attack roll.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I didn't.
I'm gonna roll that if it adds up to 20, it's the
Okay.
same as a nat 20.
Dang,
That's
I would have
sick.
been chopping people a long time.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But,
In our old game.
but only if it's like on a 20. Like if it's over 20.
If it's over 20, it doesn't count.
It's a nat
It
20.
has to be. It can add up to a 20 or it has to be a nat 20.
Okay.
It is. A
I
nat
like
20.
that.
Oh, it is a nat.
I mean, not. It's not. It adds up to a 20.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
yeah.
20.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Tight, tight, tight.
Then in which case,
He's
yeah,
dead.
you just slice his head off.
Great.
I mean, it's not paying attention.
Yeah, he was just charging by, and you're just like, nope, smack. Yeah, have your point.
I
Yeah.
feel like that could happen.
Be cool.
Yeah, be cool.
Trap
What an
master.
opportunity.
Engaged. Thank you for.
What an opportunity.
Left you hanging.
All right.
Left.
We'll do it later.
Left
The
you
door
hanging.
knobs.
We'll do it later. We'll do it
You
later.
open.
Hang on, hang on.
There.
We'll do it later.
I need a
It
laser
is
pointer.
swimmingly.
It's just the effect you have on people too.
Too true. But I
That bugbear, who's
Yeah,
that, Mara?
Here.
Who's that? for
That's
you?
me.
That's you. Okay. That bugbear is going to attack you with its morning star.
So you don't have anything. You bug up.
Wait. Stop it.
What's your AC?
18.
It hits you,
Shit.
and it deals 16 damage to you. And let's see. Well, the bugbear's doing one attack. Right? How many attacks you get, bugbear?
There's so many more hit points.
You get one attack. Okay. And then all the goblins are gonna make. They all have bows. They have little short bows. And we're gonna make ranged attacks. Who's this gray figure?
Galen.
That's me.
That's Galen.
Start.
Oh, okay. I need a light. I can't see this thing. Attack. Thank you.
Ooh.
Celia, you're getting shot at 1, 2 times. The goblin is going to look at the cat and like aim at the cat and then be like, should I shoot the cat? He rolled nat 20.
And he does.
no.
And he catches you doing something not cat-like. Maybe you're yelling, like he catches you talking or something like that. But he caught your eye earlier. Yeah, cats no talk. Me no cats no talk. So I know that. And that one will target you. Okay, that's all the goblins, right?
Yeah.
No, there's one back there. And that goblin is going to target Copper. the
Corpa.
the crazy dwarf guy. Oh yeah, I guess he gets to go too. I'll just yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, cool. Sela, you were getting attacked, right? Misses you. Nicole, what's your AC?
14.
You get hit.
Shield.
What does that make your AC?
19.
It still hits you. Just not fast enough. That's how we'll describe it. I'm gonna take. Just take 5 piercing damage. Rift. It misses you.
This mischievous
And
minus
then-
this one is dying right now.
No. And then they're gonna attack at Copper, and yeah, it shoots Copper and hits him, and he's gonna take.
Here, fetch, rescue.
Shoot, he takes 7 damage. He gets shot right in the side of the neck with an arrow. Oh!
Shoot! 7?
Yeah, man, that's awful.
That's
Okay.
great.
Copper is gonna take his turn then, and he's gonna lunge at that goblin,
I'm so
and he's gonna. Will you move that little dwarf guy up to that white goblin? Yeah, and he just. That goblin is dead.
Yeah.
Copper's just like, no! And he just runs him through. All right, Minerva, you just got grazed by an arrow.
An arrow.
What do you do?
So I
Canyon arrow.
think I would let this like awful screech out again and release my cat of ill omen.
Nice.
And I'm gonna go ahead and put my cat. It says I can put it at 120 feet away. Do I know there's a person back here or no? At this one?
Yeah, you
There's
can.
kind
All
of
these
one.
goblins were already in the room. They just have taken a protective stance. They're all like hiding behind these tables and stuff, so they all have cover. But yeah, you can put your.
Dope. I'm gonna
your-
send my cat back
Cool.
here.
So it just kind of like the shadow that was behind this goblin
Mhm.
just takes form and becomes this cat. That's the medium size. Like we said, it's as big as like a hound or something.
Uh-huh.
And it's very much like it pounces out of the shadows at it.
And then I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
I wasn't prepared.
It has direwolf stats, right?
Yes. I just thought I had it saved.
I checked the body.
It's +5 to hit.
I checked the
It's
body.
2d6. If you want to have it.
16?
To hit the goblin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hits the goblin.
Okay. And then... So, do I roll damage or is it flat damage? 'Cause it
You
was-
can roll damage, that's fine.
Okay.
Rolling's fun. This isn't a true companion animal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was something you had all the time with you.
It's 11 piercing damage.
Yeah, that guy is dead.
Sweet.
Yeah,
This guy?
he just got shredded.
Yes,
Shred it up.
kitty.
Guys, here's my bag for those bags here.
And that's a bonus action to do that.
Yep.
So then I want to cast Shatter.
Cool.
I think I want to put it like, if I put it here, it would hit all 3 of these, right? It's a 10-foot radius.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. I'm gonna jump up on this table and just like, I don't want the screeching meow to end. I just want it to like be so loud that cat appears and then just like keep going until the earth at their feet just like shatters.
Almost like a fire alarm.
Yeah.
Just like growing. Like,
Yeah. And they need to make con saves. 2 goblins
Okay.
and a bugbear.
What's your spell save?
16.
Yeah, they both fail.
Okay. All 3 of them, or
Yeah, all 3 of them.
okay, cool.
Whatever you targeted. I can't really see that. So.
Dope.
All in my
Can I
head.
get a couple d8s? Thanks. Wow, that was 18. Thunder damage.
18 thunder damage. Oh god, they're all dead.
Yes! That was easy.
Oh yeah, go purple. 7.
Those are my favorite dice games.
Yeah, those are nice ones.
BEA useful. So they're all dead.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
That's my actions. I'm done.
Oh, one of them was the bugbear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, not all of them.
Fuck you and
Not
you,
all
the
of them.
bugbear.
Get back up.
The bugbear is pretty bad at damage, though.
Pretty badly damaged bugbear here. Folk.
So where are the other bad guys in this room right now?
Over here, one left.
There's only one
Besides
left?
the bugbear. I mean, I'm sure there's multiple in that room.
I see.
We just haven't, we've just like been through one
Yeah.
round. No.
That's true. Not even.
Also, guys,
Alright.
it's difficult.
Anything else, Minerva?
Tis. There's a lot of clunkiness.
No?
Started out.
I'm sorry that was it. I'm
Good.
done. Did you find
Well, can't the hound move to someone else on his turn?
Is it on
Is-
the same turn?
Yeah, I think we just ruled that it happens on your turn, so it has all of its movement. So you started it where, how much movement does it have?
Started it here
Yeah,
and
it
it
can
killed
move, it can
this
move
one.
to another target if you want to put
Move
it.
to the green guy here.
Yeah, why don't you move it to...
Get
Yeah.
him out.
Move it to 12.
Cool. Alright, Kara.
Gig him.
I want to firebolt the remaining bugbear.
Okay. Do it.
Yeah, you are.
Would you like a hero point?
I have a few, so.
Yeah. 17?
Yes.
That should definitely hit.
Okay. Five. Wait,
That's a 10. And that's 15.
that's a 10?
Yeah. Your zero's a 10.
Oh,
That's
okay.
15 damage.
Plus what?
I'm sorry, what? The firebolt?
It should just be
That.
the damage
Yeah.
die.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, just
Awesome.
15.
10 damage?
15.
She cast it at.
Oh.
So she
Second
got
level.
2d.
No, it's a cantrip. It's
Oh, yeah,
at level
that's
5.
why
Yeah,
it
it
gives
just
you
gives more dice, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
It's level.
Heard.
Yeah, you burn it up to a crisp. Have a hit point. Yeah, he's dead. And when that happens, the other goblins who are in the room, they are immediately like, fuck this. And they'll start to leave. So as they pass by you, any goblin that would have, they're going to try to pass by Minerva. So Minerva and Meryl. So they're going to try to run out the way you guys came in. If you would get an attack opportunity.
He's like, ah.
Yeah.
There's one over here too.
Oh, we killed that one.
Put me
Oh,
on top of that
No, that's
bar
the
next
dwarf.
to Minerva.
Oh.
Okay.
But you don't have any weapons, do you?
You can punch
My
him.
quarter staff
one
is
damage.
not here.
Yeah, you don't have a quarterstaff. Yeah, you can't take an attack of
Roll it.
opportunity.
Wait, the goblin?
Can I trip in?
No.
Why did the goblin just
The goblins are running away because
Oh,
of
he
the
left her.
They're all
Yeah, the
He
the
left
hound will
the
get an
hound.
attack
Oh.
opportunity.
Okay.
No.
Then let the hound take its. Oh,
The hound.
the kitty of ill omen.
The kitty.
do,
Kitty.
What?
The kitty.
Come here.
do luck points carry over to my hound or cat?
She is
If I have luck as a feat?
Sure.
ugly right now.
There it is.
Not nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Wow. Oh, okay.
That was 2d6 plus 3.
100.
15 damage.
15 damage.
Dead.
Dead. Well, he's dead.
He's dead.
So you didn't get a
Well,
turn?
I'm still in a trance.
All right. No, you're out of it now. You're like, I figured it out. As soon as the battle's over, she's like, I've got it. But the battle isn't quite over. You guys can hear down the hallway in which you came and out through the other room. You hear yelling in that room that bugbear came out of. and there are a bunch of other goblins who are all like, whoa, 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 whoa. They're all like, they ran back to where they keep all their weapons, and they're all about to run back into this room and kill you guys. So,
How many?
there were half of these people, so there were at least 11. You don't know. A lot.
Let's
There's a
push all
community
these
here,
crates
man.
to the
There's-
door.
you guys are in the middle of a beehive, and you decided to take sides with this crazy guy, and he's like, "Ha come on!" And he runs
love
out
it.
that door. He runs past you.
Yeah, he's my new bro.
What? Who?
He rolled pretty low, so you guys can follow him if you want to. He doesn't completely disappear. What is this music? God.
Star Wars.
Should we
Oh,
follow him?
triumphant.
Are we gonna kill all these goblins?
Or are we gonna follow this guy?
It's
Where's
the
he
same
going?
thing.
He just ran past you. He's just trying to get after you. He's gonna try to kill these goblins.
Oh, that's what he's. Okay.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Yeah.
I thought we were
Oh.
going after Yek.
Yek's the goblins.
Yeah. So what's happening is you guys are in this space. There are goblins coming towards you. You can hear them.
They are
Maybe you can catch
ready.
them.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna say you should move away from this area because, and I'm gonna get into a defensive stance at
You should trap the door.
like at the threshold, and I'm gonna try and hold off these goblins.
Yeah, can we shove as many things as we can?
I'm
Just like into this
chasing
corner
the
of the
other
room?
It's a big archway. You can't. I mean, you.
Is it 10 feet wide?
They're
Can we
goblins.
It's
barricade
5
it
feet
and
wide.
then
Yeah,
say
yeah. There's
fire?
stuff here.
That's
If you
what I was
guys.
gonna say, we sort of
Table.
barricade it right
Yeah,
now.
so you
There's
guys start
much in
pushing
here.
stuff over there. Sela takes a defensive stance. As you do that, you
Yeah.
hear down the hallway, while the goblins are coming through, you hear a
Okay.
blood-curdling scream as Copper is overran by
And
goblins
murdered, yeah.
and murdered. Yeah.
I thought he told him that.
And in the room you're in,
My
three more bugbears walk out of that room.
Darn it.
This back room?
Yes.
I knew we should have bolted it up.
Well, and that's the room that Yek is in. So they've come out to protect
Copper
him.
was overran.
So your barricade
Stampede
is
of
there.
goblins.
Roll me a
Roll a what? Tell me, I'll roll it.
roll me a d4, Tara.
Oh.
Oh.
1.
Your
Oh.
barricade will keep these goblins out for 1 round.
Damn.
Can I try again?
Nope. All right, we'll keep going in rotation. The bugbears, if you'll put 2 bugbears back on the board for me, and then one of those dice, Bryce, will represent the 3rd bugbear.
I have one here.
And they come out of that room, and these bugbears, they all have javelins, and they're all wearing like helmets that don't really fit their heads too well. And they all have big gold chains on. They're all wearing all this like gaudy like stuff that obviously Yek gave them to like buy their loyalty. He just gave them all these like all this gold. So they've got all this gold on them. It's worth money if you kill them.
Come here.
All right. Can you do anything else? We were in the middle of doing stuff. You took a firebolt. That's an action, right?
Yeah, but I do have action surge.
Sure.
Did
Did you already use that the last session? You used that last
we
session.
had a rest.
Did you? You get it back on only on a long rest, right? Or do you get back on a short rest?
Short rest.
Okay, yeah. We took a
Yeah,
rest.
action
Yeah,
surge, okay.
for sure. You want action surge? Sure.
Yeah.
You
It
want
also
action?
says I can use
let me
it
look. I'll look
twice.
real quick. Okay.
Also.
Okay, cool.
So,
Then-
What?
regardless, it.
Not at 5th level.
No
not
way.
at
Action
6th.
surge twice is at 18th level.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was
Just
from
one.
you that told me I could use it 2 times.
It was
I-
you!
I think
was
that
your
was
fault.
referring to you having 2 attacks with the thing.
Action
Remember, we
surge
took
gives
a
you
long
2
time
Yeah, it's a shorter
explaining
long
what
rest.
the different attacks were.
You can make
versus-
2 attacks
There
during
was
your.
also something about when we were leveling up. You were like, oh, you can use this again.
It doesn't matter.
It may have just been
yeah,
a
so
mistake,
go ahead
but
and
regardless.
go ahead and do your action surge. And you want to take another? You want to attack, or what do you want to do? You want to cast a spell? You can cast a spell. It just has to be a fire. That's a 0 level, so you can cast one of your leveled spells if you want to. So.
Would burning hands hit them?
I'm gonna rule that they all just got out of there. So if you can get in position, where is she?
I am
Right in
up
front of
here.
Does she have enough room to get within 15 feet of them?
Easily.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing like blocking.
Yeah, so you run over there, and as they come out of the door, you're able to kind of get yourself ready. Go ahead and do your burning hands. What level are you gonna cast that at?
Just first level.
Like that
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I think it's. No, it's that.
Some crazy shit.
It's
Oh.
No,
is it not all your fingers on?
No, it's like
I think it
Some
can
of
be
them.
either,
It's
but
you
I
can do whatever you want. I
It's
just
pretty
think,
specific,
I think in like the older editions, it was specifically like
As
this
you
was
hold your
this was the
hands with-
semantic component.
This says thumbs touching and fingers spread.
Okay, so it's like
So,
that. Yeah,
all
so
your
they come out of the tip of
fingers.
your fingers.
Uh-huh.
That's cool.
that's
Whatever.
cool.
I'm also fine with you shooting out your middle finger.
Flame shoots forth from your outstretched
Or like finger guns?
fingertips.
I would do finger guns.
Yeah, finger guns. Are
Sure.
So that's a 16 to hit.
Oh, hell.
a 16. Oh no, they make saves. It's burning hands.
Burning
Oh, okay.
hands.
It's just
Burning
Yeah.
hands.
Burn your hand.
Yeah, they fail.
They
And
fail?
all their fur and all their hide it just would catch on fire. So they're all
Oh,
on
okay.
fire as well.
They just have to
dodge.
So go ahead and roll your damage die.
Um, 13.
Yeah.
Nice. They're all singed.
I love
At
the support.
first.
They're all on fire.
Hey.
At the start of their turns, they will take fire damage. 1d6
Does
fire damage.
the furniture around them catch on fire? I think that was a thing.
There's a
Yeah, and the
table there.
door's on fire. All
That
this whole,
table's on fire.
this whole
for
yeah,
sure.
that table's gone. You can remove it. It's been burnt up and smashed.
Can you back up for me? You mind? I'll be like back
Oh
up.
yeah, no, yeah.
All right, good move. Have a hero die.
Killed it.
All right, Sela.
I mean, can I see any goblins, or am I just waiting?
There are. You can hear them. They're already like. You guys put the door. You close it. You put all this shit against it, and you built a barricade. And they're starting to. Within you can tell by looking at it. You've got just a few seconds before they knock through.
All right. Well, I'm gonna continue holding my defensive position of my tunnel fighter,
Cool.
and then I'm gonna cast a spiritual weapon,
Nice.
and I'm gonna summon it right by this guy. I'm gonna smack him.
Here, I'll use this.
Thank you.
I love your spiritual weapon.
I love your spiritual
I
I
weapon.
love your spiritual weapon, baby.
Have a hero.
Baby.
Not 19 to hit.
A 19 hits.
19 hits.
What's going on?
Jeremy
What
said.
Jimmy said.
What James said.
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
13 damage.
That's one of my least favorite.
Which one did you hit?
This green guy right here.
So,
How did you
sorry,
kill him?
Jeremy.
Yeah, the spiritual weapon kind of swirls in this magic and
Is it a halberd?
Jeremy.
it's a pike.
It's a pike.
Yeah, because that's what she was in the army. She was a cavalry pike.
So it just like appears and just stabs
It
it.
just like right through like his chest and like
Did it kill him?
sideways.
Yeah, he kills him.
This bugbear?
Yeah.
That big bear.
This
That back
bugbear
back.
disappeared.
Is that how I said it?
I like this.
It's
No, that's how I said it.
It's spooky.
That's how I said it.
All right.
Cool. He's dead.
Nice.
All right. That's it.
That's it. All right, Minerves. What you do? Sorry, Meryl. What do you do?
I'm Meryl.
Whichever one you are. What do you do?
Ooh.
Whichever one you are.
I want to run up near
Marker arms, you
Selah.
can tell
Is
me.
it Selah or Selah?
Selah.
I'll run up by Selah. And
Over,
I want to, in front of all
Over,
the
Jim.
of the stuff that's barricaded, I want to cast Grease.
Nice.
Right in front of it.
It sprays down 20 foot, so it actually gets all over this stuff too. And as it does, the door
It's
was
60
not.
feet.
It's a 60 feet range.
Oh, I'm
but
sorry,
It's a
I'm
20 foot blob, right?
No, 10
10
foot
foot
square.
blob. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
So you get the door, you get all the area in front of it, and you actually get inside the cracks because this door wasn't all the way through. You can already see goblins, like they're looking inside, and they got their like little swords,
Yeah.
and it sprays all the way through. Roll a d4.
4.
Cool. It's added. You've added 4 rounds. They can't. It's all greased up, and they
Ooh,
can't
it's
get as much.
slippery,
of it.
isn't it?
So
I taunt them.
So at the start of each of your
Behind
rounds, I'm gonna let them make a strength save to see if they can knock some rounds off of it. And then at the start of each of your rounds, that's when it will count down.
Okay.
So
Should definitely prepare that grease again soon, because when they come running in a mob, we should grease and
you grease it as much as it will grease.
Flame
I'm going to tell you that move won't add any more.
Just
No, I
keep
just mean
making
like when they
follow.
come
You
in.
can grease the area in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever Jimmy wants to do. I don't know.
They must make a dex save. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they'll fall prone. Yeah.
Sweet.
It's also
And slippery.
flammable.
That's
Uh-huh.
what I was
That's what I was
thinking. Get ready to
Grease is
hit
my
a mob
favorite,
with those
dude.
fools
Grease is
with
great.
it.
Bacon fat. All right. What else? Can you do anything else?
No, I
was
don't have
action.
any bonus actions.
All right, you gonna stay by the door?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You are?
She's in charge.
Yes, I'm taunting them.
I'm taunting. All right.
Oh, be
Alec,
careful.
That bugbear
with the
Get
your
it.
arrow
with the defender.
in the bazaar room. It was Halleck with his bow and arrow.
Nope. Oh my goodness. And I'm exchanging my -5 for +10 damage. It's 23 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Of course.
And it'll
Of course
be
that hits.
it'll be a psychic.
Psychic damage?
It's a shadow shot.
Oh, shadow shot.
So it'll be psychic
Shadow
damage as well.
Cool.
That's crazy.
Shadow
Um,
shot.
But first of all, so
Hey, how is this camera shot?
18.
It's dead.
Remy's laying on the
I don't
tripod.
think you probably didn't.
She's moved
20,
it.
Oh.
21.
I tried to move her, but there's treats here. I'm sorry. You're fine. She's just a stupid dog. Get out of here.
So
Yeah.
24 damage, and he has to make a wisdom save DC 12.
He's dead, man.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. His head explodes. He's dead.
And then I'm going to shoot at the other bugbear.
Yeah.
Shoot it.
And it will also be.
What a bunch of wieners, these bugbears.
Bars.
I am going to use a hero point.
He's bang bangs.
These bee-bears. These bee-bears
Because
are
I nat 1.
They bleed black.
wimpy.
Bugbears do. Did you know?
What is that? 14 to hit.
Do you need to heal a plant, my friend?
If you want.
Yeah,
I
take
killed
it.
one of them.
I'll let the fates decide one more time.
13 to hit.
Dang.
I don't have any more hero points, so.
Well, you can't have my last one.
Yeah, no.
Here, you can have one of mine. Sorry, I'm over here zoning out.
Yeah.
You don't have to get like. You
Oh, use them. That's what they're for.
Go for it. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one is 25 to hit.
That hits.
Kill him.
Black hit.
Kill him. Kill him. You gonna use your?
No, I'm gonna stay.
Yeah, just.
Save it.
My precious.
Yuck. That's just 6 damage. Piercing damage.
6 piercing damage. She is still alive.
Yeah, it is.
He's pierced.
That does not look good.
He's a bugbear.
Yeah, he didn't look good to begin with. You're right.
Is your shadow
Not-
thing still up?
Not enchanting looks.
Yeah, I think so.
This.
All right. Anything else?
Yes. Yes, Jimmy.
You done?
Oh, this guy's.
Are you
He goes,
done?
Yes. All right, Rift. What do you do?
I think I could get there. Once in 5, 10. Ooh, I can. Let's run up there and I'm gonna attack him.
Attack him up.
Woo! 20 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah. First attack. 11 damage.
And he's dead.
Yay!
Ta-da.
Jimmy, hand me that die.
We
In my
did
turn.
it.
Awesome. Is that the last bugbear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You guys, we'll switch out of combat. But the goblins are still trying to get through the barricade. They're having a harder time though because of the grease on it. We'll call it a more of an abstract. It's not now 4 rounds. It's a few minutes.
Can I go in this room?
You want to go in the room? Yeah. If you go in that room, when you enter that room, it's a small room, and there's flickering torches and iron brackets. They light this room. A handsome man wearing a golden circlet on his brow, Yek the Tall, a goblin boss in altered form, reclines on a mound of cushions.
Ooh, in front of me.
He is not reclining on a mound of cushions. He is hiding behind those cushions. And there are 10 goblins, 10 other goblins in this room as you guys come in. They're all cowering. All of them are like hiding. These goblins with him don't have weapons. They are all like they're his toadies. They're his servants. So like one's is in charge of like fanning him, one's in charge of like doing his nails, and they're all just like basically hiding behind him because he's the biggest one there. When you come in, Yek is like, "Be gone from here."
Yeah, okay. If you'll let us leave, we'll just quit fighting you, and you'll quit fighting us, and we'll just go home.
He says, "I cannot. He says, "I will do whatever it is that you want. Just don't kill Yek the Tall."
I'm gonna take his crown. I've been wanting it.
So you look like a human?
All right.
Okay.
You take the circlet, and he will try to stop you.
Strength check.
No, yeah, he makes a strength check. Go ahead, strength check.
My
No.
crown!
20.
Nat 20? Not nat 20.
No.
Oh yeah, you grab it right off his head, and as soon as you grab the circlet off of his head, he's like, "How did that?" And he's like, and he's like, he claws at you, just kind of like trying to like get the circlet back. He's gonna try make a dex save as he tries to grab the circlet back.
At +5.
Are you not over here anymore?
Oh, actually, no, I'm not there, so don't add +5. I'm still checking. I'm by the door.
13.
Yeah, he's too small. You're just like, no.
You're small too.
As a reaction, I'll let you make an attack against him if you want to. Otherwise, you can just push him away
17 to smack him.
with your attack, with your claws.
No, just.
Okay.
I have claws. Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to use them.
Okay.
Just a melee.
That's what I was like.
Yeah, you hit him.
I have claws, but I guess I like.
You can just
Backhanded.
you want to deal him the 1 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you do that, he cowers and he goes back behind the other goblins. They do not once he's small. They are pushing him back and away and like trying to like cover themselves. They're like putting the pillows on top of him. They're all screaming. Everyone's like, "Wah!" They're like
We're
scaling
never
out.
gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
Let's see. What else is in
overrun
this
by these
room?
goblins.
Make them tell you where the goods are. Whatever
goods?
The goods are.
We're good.
Is
Probably don't have
my-
any, but
Is
No,
my
I'm
goblin
just
still
asking.
here? Is my undead goblin?
Yeah, he's still with you. Just shuffling around.
He's
Uh,
around here somewhere.
He's right behind you. You're like,
Oh my gosh! I knew you were around here
Yeah,
somewhere.
he'll stay within 20 feet of you if you just walk without telling him to do otherwise.
I want to ask that guy how he came into power being such a weenie.
He found the circlet and
That's
he's begging at you like give it back
It's the only-
like he's like please I'll tell them. He's like if you give it back to me will be forgiven. I will tell my kinsmen and brother in arms to lay down their arms. We'll give you half price on everything. He's like just give me back my power, please.
That's it. This is what you really want.
Yes.
That's all I can have.
Yes. He says I'll do anything. I'll give you a present from my private collection.
Keep it if you want. He doesn't have it.
I'll toss it to him on the floor.
Should you give it back to him?
Yeah, like.
Yeah. So he puts it on
I'll take that step.
and he changes back and he's like
Intimidation.
he's like thank you. He says I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yek appreciates it. He corrects himself. Sorry. And with that, the goblins on the other side, they kind of bust through. You hear them like, whoop, whoop, whoop. They're like slipping. It took them extra long to get through, but they finally get into the door. They burst in. and he like puts up his hand to stop them.
But Sayla murders them all anyway.
Well, they're gonna try to come up to you, but like as this is all happening, he like calls out like halt! Like he yells, and they hear him, and they'll stop as soon as he can see them.
I'm just defending myself if necessary.
Okay.
That's all I know. Yeah.
And he says they are a friend. And everyone, all the goblins stop and they all kind of look at each other. The goblins inside this space though are all like they're not having it. They're ready to like overthrow this guy. So.
Yeah.
But the ones outside are all like covered in grease and like angry and like they're a little like they wanted to stab.
Are they all covered in grease?
Not all of them, but most of them, yeah.
The stinky.
I say no, they're all covered in grease. They had to like climb through all that wood. It's all
And flammable.
Yeah. So they stop, and you guys are like he's like Yak always keeps his word.
I've been thinking about that since.
All right.
So what do you guys do?
Go get my item from your roll.
He says I will take you. He says I'll show you. He said there's a secret passage inside.
Yes, sir.
Inside the room where all the good stuff is kept.
Oh, of course.
We've done this before. I'm just saying. We let someone go and they just.
No, you're right.
I'm just saying.
I say we spark those fools.
I'm just saying. Halleck is undergoing some character development.
All right. Well, you guys, what's your plan? Let's get in the meta game. Let's talk about what's happening in this room. So right now the goblins have stopped charging at you, but as you walk into the common space again, all the common goblins have left, and it's just these like little guard goblins. They're all still like holding up the pointy end of their sticks at you. They're just not attacking you anymore.
Yeah.
So they're on the hostile side of neutral right now. But as long as Yak tells them not to attack, they're not going to attack.
Can I use my fast hands to prepare a fire arrow, like a torch-tipped arrow, to light and shoot at them?
Do you have the stuff for that?
What do you mean?
I do.
Like cloth?
Yeah.
And a torch?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. If you have that gear, yeah, for sure.
Don't I have like a piece
I don't know. Just justify it. Just tell me.
Yeah, I'm gonna rip some clothing off
Yeah. Okay.
and wrap it around.
All right. Yeah. Roll me a stealth to see if you can do this without anybody seeing you. That's
And then
you-
fart on
Your
it.
fast
Slide his hand.
Set it on fire.
Slide hand's fine. Yeah.
These stealth is they're the same. I was just.
Got him.
27.
Yeah. No problem. Got it. It's
Just an arrow. I'm wrapping it up, loading it into my crossbow,
Yeah.
and you guys can see me or not see me. I don't know. These nerds are like.
I'm
pointy.
watching you very.
These nerds.
Oh, I'm
You just
watching.
take some of like the wrap from one of your torches inside.
Sure,
Yeah. Yeah. It's prepped and ready to go. Just let me know when you want to fire it. And
If I want to fire. Are you gone? Did you leave the room with that guy?
yeah. So
this
he
is
takes
your-
you. He takes you into the room, and there was a large, like 6 foot tall portrait inside the room. He says he like gets up to the portrait and he pulls
that room?
it. Yeah, back in that room.
Damn, I didn't look back
He
there.
pulls the portrait aside, and there's a little like it's gonna take you like half speed. You're gonna have to like push through it. It's made for a goblin, but it's like a little like private like obviously where his good stuff is. So,
Stupid
Go
door.
yeah, you push through there.
Distracted.
There is a very small little room. It's like dank and moldy, and there is a stone dwarven made like chest, but it's one of those that's made out of the rock, so you can't take it out of the room. You can only push the lid off of it.
Check it for traps.
Alright, roll.
I got that
Roll
Dungeons and
investigation.
Delver.
Yeah, you do it. Roll your investigation. You get advantage on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to check it out. Yeah, advantage on find secret doors. Saves versus traps.
Cool.
Advantage on
So,
saves.
so you don't get any advantage on that.
Yeah, no, it's just advantage on the save.
20.
Nice. Yeah, you're looking around. This box is definitely got some sort of like there are little glowing dwarven runes on it. As you get close to it, you can like put your sword up to it. You can
What do they
see.
say?
Make that dweeb.
They generally just say like the house name on them. They don't have like a specific message. It's more like it's a property marking.
Person.
But you get a distinct feeling that it's probably like these sigils are active, so there's probably some sort of like active effect on this. You can't tell what, but you would hesitate before just like blindly flipping it open.
I'm gonna make him open it.
Okay, yeah. He walks over to it and he pulls out a key and he turns it and the sigils disengage and he pushes it open and inside there's nothing. He was just trying to get you to use his.
I'm gonna push him in the box.
It's not. You can't shut him inside of it when he's in human form. You'd have to turn him into a goblin first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Snatch and push.
Push him into the box, and you take the circlet off his head, and he's like, "No!" And then you.
They wouldn't hear him or anything.
No, they wouldn't. And when you put the box on, the whole like lock engages, and it's silent. You can't hear it. You can't hear anything.
He's gonna die.
The bastard. He tried to trick me though.
No, that's fine.
Nobody tricks me.
Don't misunderstand
I don't
me.
have a problem with that. I'm just saying.
You tried to kill. The second that anybody takes a hostile action
There's
towards you,
nothing else
murder
in
the
there?
shit up.
There's nothing else in
It's not murder then.
Crush him, yeah.
So everyone knows.
Okay, kill the shit up.
So you get back into that room. Do you want to put the circlet on before you go out into the common space, or what's your plan? Because now all these angry goblins, when the moment he doesn't come back, they're going to attack. So before you step out into that common space, you probably think, I very least need to teleport message. I mean telepathically message everybody.
Say that.
Yeah.
Well, he tried to trick me, and he's in a box.
You can teleport messages.
Messages to each other's brains.
Teleport a message.
Yeah, so you guys know that he's pushed him inside the box. What do you guys do? What do you guys say
I
to
kept
each
the
other?
circlet, that little bastard.
Are you gonna put it on and act like him so we can get out of here without
Would
getting
it?
murdered by?
Yeah, would it
We
make
would
it
know.
look like him?
We could have an army of goblins.
Would it make you look like him?
Yeah.
Would you know?
Or would it just be a human version of you?
You could put it on.
Would it be a human version of you?
Let's find
It-
out.
It's gonna require attunement.
Roll an insight, Dell. Roll an insight. Anyone who's been in that room, roll an insight with Minerva.
Minerva?
Yeah.
7,
Anyone who's been inside that treasure room.
17.
8.
19.
Yeah, it was a group check. So you guys, with your heads together, the portrait inside that room is of a human. It's of Yek, but there's no sign that says of Yek on it. It has no like title, but like, did these goblins paint that picture of him? So when you put if you put the circlet on your head, it does not require attunement or anything. It's called the Circlet of Human Perfection.
I'll put it on.
The circlet transformed its wearer into an attractive human of average weight, average height and weight. It looks just like the person inside the picture. It's just this beautiful, square-jawed, tan skin, dark-haired, just beautiful man. Oscar Isaac. You just look very handsome.
I suggest mumbling that you put someone in charge and tell them you're leaving to explore with us. And we all just bounce.
I can also tell him, give us all your loot. Anybody need loot? I need supplies.
I need to do that too, then.
If you need supplies.
You could just be like, I'm going to see these travelers off for sparing my life. Give me items and I will see them off. And then you just run away.
Tell everybody chill out. Everything's fine.
What do these goblins
Alright.
even freaking
So if you want to do that,
have?
you're going to have to walk into this room. You're going to have to make a
Performance?
deception.
Oh.
And you're gonna have to. I mean, you speak Goblin,
Yeah.
so I see this being perfectly fine, perfectly within your reason. What's your charisma?
13.
13. So yeah, I think you can
Be quiet.
I think you can pull this off.
You got it.
Let's do
You
it.
gotta do something.
You'll have to make 3. We won't do it like that. We'll just do one. Make a charisma check, and we'll see how well you are at convincing. The first thing you're gonna say is, you're just going to try to convince everyone to chill out and to listen to you and accept that you're who you say you are. So go ahead and make that check. Make that deception check.
13.
Do you want a hero?
Yeah, you come out, you look like them, and they're all still like, okay, what do you want us to do with these guys? And they all, when you see a couple of them, kind of look at each other like, got them in the box, you know, like with the box fried them or whatever, like they're whatever the effect was, they're all like, and they kind of laugh. Go ahead and make another deception check to say, hey, I need to escort these people out.
13.
They're all like, do you want one of the little goblins says to you in goblin like, you sure you don't want like one of us to go with you just to make sure they don't like kill you?
Yeah, you can come with me. Good idea.
Bring your best weapons with you and come with us.
Awesome.
You're my most trusted man. Everybody, initiative is what I like.
All right. He's like, all right, I'll go with them. And they're all like, okay, that makes
right
sense.
here.
That sounds fine. They're all at this point. He's like, well, what do we do about that one? And he points over to the shaved dwarf who's just like being held back by these
Ooh, I thought
goblins.
they
like,
killed him.
oh, he's dead, isn't
He
he?
was overrun. He
He's
died.
dead.
I killed him.
He's
Or he's not dead,
No,
maybe.
he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
You heard him die. I was in the wrong place in my head. Okay, yeah. So,
That gruesome whale.
all right, we'll make one more roll to see if you can convince them to give you stuff.
0 point. 14. Ooh.
And a finger gun.
They're all like, well, why do you need items? You're just gonna walk them down. Are you gonna give them stuff?
I told you they were friends.
Well, they're obviously not friends, my lord. They just killed a bunch of us. I know that you want to see them off, but
Misunderstand.
shall we just, you know?
They bought these items.
I love that it's very freaking like you're being very formal. But it's not-
Yeah,
my lord.
He goes. How about this? He says.
They bought them.
He says. We can't let them get away. He says, you take them down the South Passage, and I will set up an ambush. How about you take them? He says. I have just the item for you, and he's like, he runs off. He comes back with this. Let's roll in the
I
weird.
say, how about you stop giving me orders, little goblin? I am your
Did
king.
Copper have anything good on him?
I'll lose that body.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't know because he's back in the hallway.
That's what I'm wondering. Can I go check that out?
Is that where you're at right now?
Always loot.
Rogues.
He says, why don't you take them down the South Passageway and we'll ambush them
Is
and
this
we'll
the
kill
South
them.
Passageway?
The South Passageway is on the outside of this room, so he says we'll take them back down to the south side of the level. And he says once you get out the South Passageway at the checkpoint, we'll take any magic items you want, and we'll just like or take whatever items, not magic items because I don't have that many magic items. Take whatever you want, and we'll just get it back. We'll ambush him. We'll just get it back. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, whatever you guys want, and they all kind of like wink and like laugh and like like they think they're really like clever. And yeah, so you guys can take whatever you want. There is no more magic items in this area. There's all that this treasure and whatever else you guys can carry. I mean, there's mundane gear, so this is a good place to grab anything that you can definitely re-up all your rations.
Yeah,
There's
Is there non like
Can
rancid food around?
yeah, they have like
Real food.
like stuff they stole off of other adventurers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I got 50
Can
feet.
I outfit my boy Tag
50
with
feet of
some,
rope.
some armor or anything lying
Yeah,
around?
for sure. You sure can. Go ahead and go ahead
the
and
ear
grab,
dude.
grab along.
Yeah.
Get him a short sword.
Can I walk down the hallway a ways and see Copper stuff?
Yeah, you can go check out Copper's body if you want to.
Look at the body. Sorry.
That poor dead bastard.
I didn't ask him to run that way. He was just in a murderous raid.
He
What
picked
is-
up a lot of stuff.
That's
There.
what I'm wondering. What did he grab? That little sneaky. What does Tag get?
So far a short sword.
He's gonna get some padded armor and a short sword and
And a new dance playlist on
and
his iPod
yeah. And what I'm
Shuffle.
gonna do is next time you level up, he will be ready to take on the stats of a retainer.
Yeah!
I will. I'll give you how all that works, but it's gonna take basically this is he's starting to train with you. So right now, until you level, next time you level up, he'll be able to start fighting.
Sweet.
Take
Can I
this armor
also
tag.
try to pick up any gold or any money? Because I'm poor, unlike all of these people.
Yeah, you guys don't
Thousands
see anything. All the goblin merchants when they ran, they took all their money bags.
Bastards.
I'm gonna give her money to carry for me because I have too much money to carry.
Let's see.
Yeah.
You're a peasant.
What's her strength?
She's a rich kitty.
Okay.
What?
20.
Okay.
Hey Del.
Sorry.
Copper has 60 copper pieces and 25 silver pieces.
That doesn't even make any sense. He was like trying to hunt down a. He's just grabbing money too.
Yeah.
Why not?
He just found pants and put them on.
Yeah, he stole somebody's pants.
And he has a bunch of mundane gear on, so he has everything
That's
that he stole.
hilarious.
So there's.
Can I get my old
Well, do we
rapier
want to
back?
just make Tag carry it?
Yeah. You,
Yeah.
Tag can carry shit.
He was just accidentally
Do
picking.
you carry all that
like,
stuff?
Currency.
Okay.
Carry what stuff?
Oh my god. Make a Constitution save.
I dump out all that stupid silver, that 20,000.
I'm keeping.
No, I'm just
mom
saying,
around.
like, you just got like 8 weapons on you, just like.
What am I carrying?
Well, you
You're
have
gonna
2
fall
rapiers
down
on
before
you.
you decide.
That's true. That's one piece.
You
of it.
tell me what you're carrying.
I'll tell
You
you
make
what
a
I'll
Constitution
tell-
save. I'm not
I will,
kidding.
I will,
You're
I
pissing
will.
me off. Make a
I'm
Constitution
Oh,
save.
jeez.
No, I'm gonna kill you. Make a Constitution save.
Not great.
Not great. 7.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't actually
I
kill you.
didn't kill me.
Quit pissing me off.
I didn't mean to piss you off. I am messing with you, though.
No, I
I'm
know
sorry
you
to
are.
do that.
No, but you keep doing that.
just like-
The dungeon's alive and it will kill you. You keep screwing with me.
Can I keep?
It's Dell. He's cheeky.
God damn it.
Can I
man.
keep going around to
He's
carry
cherry
stuff for us?
cheese.
You have not been here all night. You have not seen the.
I didn't say
Jesus,
a
you're making
word.
faces, you're making faces at me.
I'm not.
At the camera, even. You're just like cheesing at this guy, making faces.
I'm trying as hard as I possibly can to look at you and not at you all. It's like you're right in front of it. So.
No, you should look at the camera. So I'm just laughing that when you like roll your eyes at me.
That beautiful.
I'll cut out my weight real quick.
No, you're fine.
Well,
Yeah. If you're gonna carry 18 things, I'm gonna start making you.
Crossbow, two
Yeah,
rapiers.
you got a crossbow, 2 rapiers.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Can I keep,
I've
can I
got.
keep our little
I'm
goblin
in
friend
this
around?
haversack mentality.
Oh, your goblin's gone, dude.
He's gone.
He
He left.
left
Okay.
so long ago.
I'm just making sure.
He left
I'm just
so
making
long
sure.
ago.
That naked
Yeah, you
goblin.
never said anything.
He
There
bounced
was a
with
lot of stuff
other
going
people.
on.
That bastard.
What's your strength score, Jimmy?
Need a pack mule.
My strength score is 12.
12. So you can carry not your haversack counts
It's
as
a
2
pack,
points, but it
Yeah.
carries 20.
Tag.
So
Yeah.
you have that
Bolster.
too.
God.
The rapiers are small size, so each of them are only 1 point of weight. Your crossbow is 2. So yeah, you can carry all
My
this stuff.
armor is.
Your armor's light, right?
2.
So it's a 1.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah, it's all done by size category. So
Okay,
yeah,
so
so you're fine.
5.
See, this is why you don't need to be so obstinate. You're already okay.
I wasn't being
Abstinent?
obstinate. I just.
Abstinent.
I thought I was
Abstinent.
okay, so I wasn't
Abstinence
worried
is
about it.
key.
I thought it was obstinate.
It
That's
is.
what you said.
We're trying to practice. We're trying to
Abstinence.
That's when you don't have sex. Abstinent.
Yeah.
obstinence.
Or well,
Obstinence
that's not
can also
necessarily
be
not-
when you
it's
don't
just
have
not
sex.
doing
Like
it.
it's like not doing anything,
Yeah.
but like
I am
mainly in
obstinately
reference
abstinent.
to.
Oh, yeah.
I'm only obstinate. I'm only obstinate, right? Alright. I can make jokes.
I think you said it right the first time.
Great.
Alright. I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick break so we can figure out this fucking rave music. What's happening? I'm stopping this.
It's a
We're
little
done.
much.
We're done. We're done with free YouTube music. It's got Freddy Krueger. The picture was Freddy Krueger
Raven?
being cool with his dubstep music. All right.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna take a quick break. We'll take a 15-minute break. We'll come back and we'll explore more of level 2 of this dungeon.
Thank
Out.
We-
So
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So as we come back, our heroes have deftly avoided the goblin sentries and have made their way beyond the south checkpoint. And we're kind of back. Minerva, sorry, I keep doing that. Meryl, you're kind of back with us, and she has her dancing lights out. And go ahead and roll me 1d4.
Ooh. Me too.
Two.
Let's go.
Cool.
That's going to be from the secrets pile. So you get 2 secrets. I'm just going to give them to you at random, okay?
Any secret doors?
There are no secret doors.
Oh.
At the moment, there are no secret doors.
All those little movies.
Alright, will you pass those down to Minerva?
Imagine
Oh,
like
what
really
are
long,
these?
Scraggly fingers.
What are those?
Queso
Give
eso.
me those.
What?
Death
What
tyrant.
the kids say on the internet?
The ma-
It's the white boys.
This is important. The Mad Mage has transformed an entire level of the Undermountain into a proving ground for adventurers who seek to reach the deepest layers of the dungeon and the treasures hidden within.
I want to go.
At the end of this underground
Hero point.
obstacle course awaits the greatest challenge of all, Netherskull the Death Tyrant, an undead beholder that hates wizards above all.
I definitely want to go.
Oh, man. So
Oh.
is he running?
No!
Is that what's just implied there? That there's a
Yeah.
death tyrant who runs a obstacle course?
Yeah, all I heard is
An
an
entire
obstacle.
level. Obstacle.
Sounds
I
awesome.
haven't read everything inside of this. This is funny. All right. Okay. Cool. What's the other one say?
It's just like Wipeout.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Oh, Skullport. Skullport overlooks the Sargouth River, a watery thoroughfare that cuts through the 3rd level of the Undermountain. Pirates once used the subterranean settlement as a trade port, but now it's a monster-infested haunt
Oh,
where
shit.
spies and assassins hone their craft. Beware the fortress overlooking the river. Its garrison is commanded by an evil knight with wars.
Yeah.
Wars.
May I?
Wyvern? Wyvern?
Wyvern.
Wyvern mount?
Oh,
That's
let's
a word I
avoid
don't
that.
know.
They're
Let's avoid
yeah,
that.
they're cousins
Cat?
to dragons. They have
They're
Like
basically.
winged.
the biggest difference. So dragons have 4 legs and 2 wings, and wyverns
dragon.
have and drakes have two
What?
legs, and they have like winged arms.
Crazy.
Right? You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, that's
No,
that's right.
I'm trying to picture it.
That's right.
That's right.
Smaller.
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
they look like mini dragons. They look like Game of Thrones dragons, but they're smaller.
Man, like the size of like How to Train Your Dragon.
Because Game of
Just
Thrones,
big enough.
yeah, just big
It's
enough.
commanded by an
No.
evil
Oh,
knight.
the Game of I don't remember. The Game of Thrones dragons or the winged arms?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's,
I hate those.
When we
Not
get to
my
the
favorite.
3rd floor, let's avoid that area.
Well, Skullport, what you
That's
discern
too
from
much
that is
even
that
for
even
me.
though Skullport is overrun with monsters, it's like what we're gonna learn as we get deeper and deeper is it's not as cut and dry. It's just like evil creature in this dungeon. Like this dungeon has multiple ecosystems in it, and each of those have whatever balance is kind of there. So Skullport would be like Tortuga. It's like an evil place where you might be able to find like black market magic items,
Ooh,
like
okay.
that, like the kind of stuff that I know you guys are into. You could probably find in Skullport.
That's so much money.
And it's connected
Yeah,
to
or
Waterdeep.
And they're
So
pirates.
if you need to get out of the Undermountain, Skullport is one of the ways in and out. You just don't know
Right.
how. You have to figure it
Oh,
out.
okay. Do we
So-
need
We should know how. Just
All right, Meryl, roll another d4, please.
we'll roll it.
to? Meryl.
You want to roll high on this one?
It's gonna be a
Roll
3
high,
though.
girlfriend.
This is your pages.
4.
Yeah, it is.
4 pages.
4
I've
pages.
read 4 pages.
Golly.
Roll a
God dang.
Well, gosh.
d10.
Oh,
You can't get a
A
6
D10?
anymore.
It's gonna be.
Oh no, you can. You just don't get anything.
But it's gonna be.
Oh,
It's gonna be a 3.
D10, no 6.
Okay.
Roll 6. You don't get anything.
That's the thing.
2.
All right. You get a page called Knowledge is Power.
Yeah.
Sure is.
It sure is.
Isn't it though?
Go,
Isn't it though?
go Joe.
Oh my goodness.
Another go.
Wait, where did I put
Another
mine?
The words on this page transform into a soon-to-be useful piece of information. So every day you wake up, and
It's knowing
actually it's once an hour. So it every hour the page has a phrase or a piece of information on it, and it just changes once an hour, and it will give you advantage on an Arcana, History, or Nature or Religion skill check that you choose. So like once an hour you can be like, oh, let me check my Knowledge is Power page and see if the information here pertains.
Cool.
And you can be like, oh, it does. Advantage roll.
School has one.
Love it.
All right.
On Arcana, History, Religion, and
Nature.
Nature. Thank you.
All right. That was
Cool.
your first one. Roll your second one.
D10.
Uh-huh.
5.
All right. This page is called Who is the Fairest?
Ooh.
As you finish uttering the words,
It is me.
you and the book are replicated, and you cast Mirror Image. So this page allows you to cast Mirror Image,
Cool.
which
Cool.
allows you to make 4 versions of yourself, and they will take the attacks for you.
Sweet.
Once you use this page, you cannot speak the magic words on it again to the effect until the next day.
It's a day. That's
Okay.
very cool.
All right, roll again.
Doesn't that one page like a defensive
Set
one?
1.
And she's got married.
1.
This page is called On the Origin of the Beast.
Oh fuck yeah.
Tell me more.
Your appearance, you read the magic words, your appearance changes to that of another random creature of the same race with whom you have interacted in the last 6 months. Lasts for 1 hour. Once you use it, you can't use it again until you take a long rest.
Can you read the first part again?
Your appearance changes to that of another random creature of the same race, so it has to be human. So it's a random human you've interacted with in the last 6 months. You turn in, look like them.
So I won't know what I'm going to turn into?
Nope.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
It lasts for an hour, but it's you're a perfect replica of that person. Like you essentially polymorph into that person.
That's cool.
Okay. Sweet.
You can probably try to guide that result, and as you study your magic, you might be able to get more, but it's kind of random. All right, you get how many more? One more?
Yes.
Well.
Do it.
Sorry.
6.
5.
Oh.
Let's roll
Good.
again.
Nope.
Good.
You get nothing. Okay.
Lost.
Cool.
Tell you what, I'll give you one more secret.
Write down what pages you wrote.
I think Jake's keeping track.
Oh, are you keeping track, Jake, of the pages she's rolled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm writing. Right.
I'm marking them, so if you need confirmation on them.
Look at that.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a secret.
I did.
Let me tell you a secret.
I don't want your secret.
What
You
drow
keep your secret.
fear? Part of the Undermountain was carved out by the drow. Muriel, said to be a former bodyguard and apprentice of Hallister's, claims this domain and hunts trespassers for sport. These halls are littered with the bones of the slaughtered. Even the dark elves speak of Muriel in hushed tones. Anyone who can terrify the drow should be avoided at all costs.
Doesn't say
When
what
do
floor
we
though.
know that we're on one of those floors?
Find out the hard
Know what
way.
I'm saying?
Good old
Just
fashioned.
have to
Just
pick
look
one.
for
We
it.
find a shit ton of bones and we're like, hey, remember?
Good old fashioned.
As you guys are kind of walking, and you find that these passageways are long and spindly on this level, and you see some writing, ancient writing that would dictate that at one point these were chambers that were used for arcane experiments. This is a very old laboratory, one of Hallister's first. So this is the first level of the dungeon that you guys go through that you can see that has different markings. It doesn't have all the dwarven markings. It has more arcane and draconic signifiers, but it's very old and time has weathered most of the detail away. Let's see. Everyone, roll perception.
Woo!
Oh my grotesque.
Whoever rolls the highest, roll me a d10.
It is not I.
It is also not high.
12?
12.
Or 20 something. 24.
Okay.
Wow. You got your D10 ready?
Fine. Yeah, I already
He
have
already
it.
had it in his hand.
All right, cool. Like as you are going down this hallway, Minerva's Meryl.
You do it one more time, and I will curse you.
You know, everyone have a hero point. That'll be my punishment for doing that.
Hooray!
Woohoo!
That's funny.
The dancing lights kind of travel down the hallway, and a glint of a gold coin catches your eye, Rift. You bend down to pick it up, and as you pick it up, it is a magic item. You don't have to attune to it, so you know what it does as soon as you pick it up. It's called Glitz's Lucky Coin. This worn gold coin has been checked for authenticity so many times that teeth marks have long since erased the face of whichever king or queen once adorned its surface. While in possession of this coin, you receive a bonus to all charisma persuasion checks involving bartering. And once per day, you can look somewhere there may be gold, and you will find 1d6 pieces of gold. So if there could be gold there, once a day you can go, I'm going to look in this drawer and see if there's gold. And there'll be 1d6 pieces of gold.
Yes.
If you ever pay full price for any goods or services worth more than 1 gold, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Jeez.
And there is a 20% chance that the coin tricks you into paying with it as part of the deal.
Oh, God.
So you need to make sure you're haggling whenever you buy stuff. If you ever pay full price for anything, you take a level of exhaustion, and you might accidentally pay with the coin and be lost. Otherwise, you get, advantage when you barter.
You can't rush at the bazaars any longer.
And if you lose that piece of paper, you've lost the coin.
I would toss this to Dell. So this is more your speed.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Thank you.
What do I need? Coins.
I pull this
Oh,
axe beak bracer off, Mr. Shifter, and toss it to you.
Nice.
It turns your arm into an axe beak.
All right.
How do you do? I just do.
Yeah, it takes some.
Literally, your hand goes.
Let me see what that means.
Shake it. What do you shake it out?
Yeah, you just
That's
see
funny.
if anything heard you.
Come on.
It's quiet. Nothing happens.
Did that to me too.
All right. As you guys round the corner, you notice a.
I've never seen one of those
The
before. The scat man.
Does he snap?
No! Just play the right
He
notes.
snaps, doesn't he?
Chaz is stupid.
Oh.
Play the right notes.
You guys find, you also, where the coin is, Rift, you notice a seam in the wall, and you can
Secret door.
you can feel air rushing through, and as you put your little clawed hands through there and you push, it's on casters, and the wall just rolls
No, I'll smash it.
out of the way. It's the first time you guys have seen there's some real, this is a straight up mechanical, device, as opposed to, old dwarvish, stone masonry. There's metal and gears and all sorts of, steampunky looking crap. You roll it out of the way, and there is a hidden doorway.
Yeah. Come on.
With your thing. This dusty room is hidden behind a secret door designed to look like a plain section of wall. Embedded in the middle of this room's north wall, this room is only a 10 by 15 foot room. It's not a very big space. And on the north wall, on the 10 foot side, as you look in, it's engraved with images of falling coins. The arch's keystone has a tiny slot in it.
Put the key in there.
It's
Put the coin in there.
What?
You said it's a coin slot?
Mm-hmm.
Put the coin.
The lucky coin?
Why not? Or a regular, you got bronze coin?
Where's this at? Sorry, I was reading.
Yeah, so on the north wall, it's just a small little room. So the secret door opens up, and then there's this little tiny alcove built into the wall here. And on the wall, engraved into it, are the images of falling coins. And then there is kind of a almost like Art Deco style like relief, and there's a slot. It's just big enough for a coin to fit inside of.
So I just put a random lucky or a random coin.
You want to put a random coin in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you put the coin in there, and when you put the coin in there, how does it work? When you put the coin in there, the room starts to kind of shake, and the ceiling turns, and out of the ceiling, two like arcane stone like sigils kind of rotate in and kind of lock down, and a flash and a swirling vortex of magic opens up, and this kind of portal that looks like a starfield. You can't really see. It's an obscured look. You can tell you're not looking into something, rather that you're looking at a magical effect. And there is a glowing sigil, and it is in a different language that you wouldn't normally be able to read. It's deep speech, but it says, since you guys can read all the languages, it says level 4.
Oh, shortcut.
Pew, pew, pew.
Do we have a thing for level 4? Do we know what level any of these cards are for?
Level 3 was
Some of
the
them
bad
do
fort
say.
one.
I think level 4 was that, like it was woodsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
When the
That was
gate
4 and 5.
opens,
It
Del,
can-
make me a dex save, please.
The River of the Depths connects the 4th and 5th level. Skirting the edge of vast caverns filled with trees, shrubs, birds.
18.
18. All right. You see, as you're like putting the coin inside the slot, you see the things rotate, and then a ghostly like form jumps out through the wall at you, and you hear a voice that says, "Don't go!" And then like washes over you, and nothing adverse happens to you, but
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
it wouldn't. No one else can see it, so if you do like,
Interesting.
it's only in your mind.
I don't know if I want to jump floors, y'all. Maybe we should just take the stairs.
Can I roll like an insight or something?
Can I see if I'm knowledgeable about something?
An arcana?
Knowledge
is power.
Can I do
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Go ahead and roll an Arcana.
Okay. Ooh. 23.
That's nice. As you look at what's happening in this room, you notice that the arcane like pillars, these metal and stone. I'm trying to explain what they look like. They're just like basically like parts of this magical process that are recessed into the ceiling. They form the gateway, and the magical energy kind of flows through them. And pylons, I guess is the best way to describe them. As you are watching them, they kind of are, as time, like a clock, click, click, click. The ceiling is rotating, and they're sliding back up into the ceiling. And so you can tell that the portal will close pretty soon. And you can tell that it definitely will send you through. The other thing you notice is something you've noticed, and you only recognize because you recognize it from the Ramblings of the Mad Mage. So you pull out your book, and you see what he described as an Elder Rune. And in the middle of this magic, you couldn't see it at first. In the star field, you see that like a sigil is being formed, and when you trace it with your hand kind of in perspective, you can spell out this Elder Rune. And this Elder Rune is the Elder Rune of
Kindness.
of chaos.
Oh, I said kindness.
Corombos.
Go
So, you know that traveling through this gate will take you to the 4th level of this dungeon. You know that it will activate this this Elder Rune, which could be for good or for bad, or for both. And you know that that it's going to be harder for you to travel through this because you guys haven't learned enough secrets of the mountain. You haven't leveled up, but the way to explain that is that you haven't know enough of the mountain to travel through its veil, so it could be potentially dangerous to travel this way.
I'm rambling all of that as I try to deter us from jumping into this.
Take a vote, group.
And as she finishes saying this, the thing recesses, and the room resets, and the lights kind of undim, and you'll have to put another gold coin inside.
Take a vote. Take the shortcut. None.
What is the
I
alternative?
thought you couldn't pay more.
None
than
for the
that or
shortcut.
something.
I mean, the alternative is finding the actual
Well,
door.
I thought he wasn't supposed to pay
Just
more
finding
Going
than
down
that or
the-
something.
If I'm bartering.
Oh.
It's haggle.
Yeah.
I don't think we should go through the portal.
None for the portal. Continue on.
Yeah.
Could we shut the door and take a short rest in the
We're
room?
only on level 4.
You all can
of
only
this
barely fit in this
horrible
room.
dungeon.
Let's
We
see,
shouldn't
5,
play
10,
with its
15,
portals
Wait,
just
what?
yet.
You would,
Well,
you'd be able to
two.
right on top of each other. I guess you could. Yeah, do you guys want to try
Oh,
to
yeah,
like
that's
huddle
right.
in this room
It
and
was
take
going
a
to
short
take us to
rest?
4 and skip 3.
Yeah. Say what?
I get it.
Anybody need a short rest?
Do you guys want to huddle in this room and take a short rest?
I could use a short rest.
Yeah.
We just shut that door.
Yeah,
and
so
it's like
you
when
can slide
nobody
the
would know.
door forward, and as long as you don't have your lights up, you can kind of sit there in silence in the dark. It's a long hour of sitting in that quiet room as you guys kind of like eat your dry beef tack and like drink a
But you
little
feel
water.
good. Attuned to it.
Yeah. You attune to your rapier?
We all feel better. From
Tag is just munching on a piece of scrap metal he found in the room.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah. Just fucking goat ring. So I'm just going to casually remind everyone that Tag eats metal.
Oh, yeah.
Eats whatever the fuck.
But yeah,
It's not even
it's
metal,
funny.
it's whatever the fuck.
Oh, it's organic matter actually, but he can still eat whatever.
Why?
But he only gets nutrients from organic matter,
Ah.
like dirt and stuff.
But
Yeah,
he can
he's
eat
just
metal.
eating like dust, whatever. I don't
Metal's
care.
his junk food. It like doesn't help him.
He
or
just
anything.
likes it. He just likes
It's
the taste
just his
of
guilty
it.
pleasure.
He just.
He just can't help himself.
He's just chewing on a belt. That's what
I just love leather.
That would technically come from an animal. Leather.
I mean. He's just so there like. This is the best piece of jerky I've ever had. It never ends.
You're the weirdest fucking kid I've ever met, Tag.
He's just.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong with that child.
Doing it.
Just going ham on a belt. Masterwork Elvish
Plus
rapier.
Jeez, please, jeez. There's somebody.
Take
Yeah. This is a rapier that was once owned by a elven lord.
Oh my.
It was owned by. I have a list of names.
There's a list of names.
Their name was.
Almost.
It is eerily close to a musical every single time.
It's just how we like
Always.
His name was Kendrick. Yeah, his name was Kendrick. I like that. I don't care if it doesn't sound elvish. Kendrick Nightborn was this elvish lord, and
Knight or night?
night, like nighttime. And it increases your charisma score by 2.
Hell yeah.
You are now,
Daniel,
for
that
all
coin would
any
come in
spells
handy.
that would affect or have like prohibitions because of being an elf, you count for those. You can speak Elvish if you couldn't before.
That's a good one.
What?
You have advantage on persuasion checks while you are attuned to it. You just need to be on your person. It can be in its holster. You have advantage on persuasion checks to interact with aristocrats and nobles and anyone of Elvish descent who is of find regard. You can. The sword has 3 charges. You can spend an action to use one of its charges to cast Purify Food and Water.
Oh, damn.
That's cool.
And it regains 1d3 charges daily at dawn.
Cool. Thank you.
And you, while attuned to this, you have the feeling of the weapon is not sentient, so I'm not trying to say that the weapon has a will of its own, but you feel as if maybe however your character wants to rationalize it, maybe you are somehow descended from this person, or you are them reincarnated. But while you're attuned to this thing, the reason all these things happen is that you feel noble, and you feel like it makes you feel like you're kindred knight,
Okay.
or the descendant of, or the champion of. You don't have to like literally.
Right,
no,
right.
I think you have to think that you're at least royal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
Air of nobility.
And the sword is your right. You know what I mean? So anytime anyone would question it, you would just show them the pommel and the.
And be like,
You
I'm
pull your
noble.
sword anytime anybody questions you. What? I'm sorry?
If I'm not hidden already.
And sometimes you may not answer to your name.
Oh,
Like you.
you already
Somebody
know.
says Dell.
Like Del.
Already
Del.
do.
What? No. Sorry.
Oh, excuse me.
hear.
I'm sorry.
All right. Cool.
We're never gonna know.
Anything else? You guys want to do on your short rest?
Nope, thank you.
Cool.
Let's continue.
Can I don't want to right now, but can I switch spells at a short rest? Only
a
long.
long rest.
Okay.
At the beginning of the day, that's when you spend about an hour going through your stuff. And that being said, we are getting close. You guys haven't taken a long rest yet, so I would say that you guys probably need to start looking for a place to take a long rest. This small space was not a good place for it. So you need trying to figure out something.
That was a short rest when Dale almost died.
No, that was a long rest.
That's the last long.
But that was the beginning of last session.
Okay.
So.
How long does the long rest need to be?
8 hours.
Okay. Just wondering.
Full sleep.
Okay. So you guys head down back into the hallway the way you were going. You hit an intersection, and you guys can either take a left or a right.
Vote for left.
Of course you do. I don't care. We can go right. We can go left. We can go left.
Then we go left.
The left it is.
When you guys are now in a section that seems, you can tell really quickly that you've hit a kind of a divergent spot. This isn't part of the dungeon that that kind of winds out. This was an old living area. Meryl, it doesn't take you long to find someone's papers. It was an apprentice of Hallister's named Calabash.
Old Calabash.
You see that he was working on something and his papers just seem to stop. So this space has been relatively undisturbed, other than maybe by random monsters, kind of stupid creatures, but no one's picked through this area. There is a water pump in this room. There is also, you guys look around, you find in his abandoned laboratory.
Nice.
Lots of alchemy tools and equipment, but most of it's broken. And there is a decrepit kitchen that contains an oven range, a washing basin, a hearth bearing a covered cook pot, and shelves filled with pot pans and cooking tools.
Dang, how big is the door to get in?
How big is the door?
Yeah. Oh, cool. Then we could long rest here.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Let's secure the room.
Let's secure the
Yeah, so you guys check out the room. So we'll just go by each space, and I'll let you guys. We'll just make sure it's not. So you guys check the room with the water pump inside of it. Do you guys inspect that?
I'll roll an investigation.
Yeah.
24.
This room's rather small, and the water pump works, and it's clean, potable water from whatever you can tell. So you guys can actually drink this water. Inside the laboratory, there's nothing of value, and as long as everything's broken, so you have to be very careful walking through this space without making a lot of noise. Lots of broken test tubes and that kind of stuff. Inside the kitchen, there's the big covered pot, and then do you guys inspect that?
I'll investigate it.
Okay.
Whoa, didn't count. What's worse? 10. I see nothing.
You reach to lift the lid of the pot, but you just get a little bit of like a bad feeling, and you kind of step back.
Someone else do this.
Do you guys check the next room?
Yeah.
It's his bedroom. So in this room, the door of this room has a sign written in common that says, "Calabash's room, do not enter unless your name is Hallister." The room contains the following. A dusty bed stands at its headboard against the north wall. At the foot of the bed rests a locked wooden chest. At the desk, a desk is in the southeast corner that has stacks of musty old tomes atop of it. An old rug woven with arcane symbols lies in the middle of the floor.
Can I check out all the stuff on the desk?
Arcana there?
Check out the
Yeah.
first.
The rug?
What do the symbols mean?
Also, I have a passive investigation.
Yeah.
The
The tomes, you notice a few like the books. They're old like journals and notes. It's mostly like personal accounts. It's less of like magic spells. There's also like just like straight up history books and some things you don't recognize. And most of them are just kind of like melted from being wet and rats and that kind of stuff. But the rug you notice right underneath it's kind of kicked up. Underneath the rug, as you kind of pull it aside, is some sort of half erased magic sigil, like someone was writing on with chalk on the floor. Roll me another Arcana.
Can I have advantage on it? I don't think this is like a knowledge kind of situation, though.
Why would you have advantage?
The knowledge is
Oh
higher.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
you look to the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, you open
Maybe
the
I can
book.
find like the missing part of it.
Yeah, you open the book and the book says undoubtedly it
What?
is some
How's that
sort
happen?
of
What is it?
undoubtedly this is used to summon.
Just summon.
Yeah.
You say.
What do you roll?
I'm rolling again
To summon.
because I don't like that one.
To summon what?
Necromancer.
24.
Yeah, it's a summoning circle. 3 of the 5 glyphs that are needed to activate it are missing.
There's 2 and 3 are missing.
Roll a d10. It would take you about 10 minutes, but you could, using the information inside this book, reapply the symbols to make the summoning circle active.
Pull out a stick of chalk.
I want to do exactly that.
That you don't know.
I don't know. Do I have like a good or bad vibe about what it might summon? even? Okay.
Tight. Go for it. I would. I mean, you're a necromancer. so
Yeah, well, we're in
shit.
Hallister's room right now, right?
No. You're in Calabash's room.
Oh.
Yeah, his.
It said,
His
do not. It
apprentice.
said
His
Calabash's room.
apprentice.
Do not enter. Yeah, what? Unless your name is
Can I
Hallister.
check his chest, the locked chest.
Maybe
Yeah,
we should
yeah.
just destroy
You start. So
his
it
music
takes 10
or
minutes. So she starts working on you start working on
Mhm.
redrawing the circle. Go ahead and
Trying to
roll.
figure out.
I'm gonna check it for traps.
Check for traps. Yeah.
That's maybe
Yeah.
getting over the list here.
Tight.
Because next thing you know.
28.
What'd you roll? What'd you say?
28.
Oh shit. Yeah. There's some sort of magic ward you can tell because even though the trap isn't the trap is locked, when you move the lock, it's not making sound. So there's some sort of it's a telltale sign of magic.
Hey, when you're down with the demon or
It's a summoning circle,
Don't
yes.
bother her. She'll start over.
Blast you, Dill.
hey, while you're
Sorry.
paused, can you check this
Um,
chest out?
What is it?
Knock. maybe?
You
Oh yeah, I can totally do that.
Oh, yes.
You might
need
have
it.
something good in there. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, let me help you. I stop and I have to pull out all of my spells and pull out my papers.
Hey.
And then
Oh,
I kind
shit,
of
sorry.
toss him. And then I kind of toss him this one. I say, here you go.
You go.
I just like float the paper to him.
you can't cast it.
Oh, boss, so I have to do everything for you. So can I cast knock on it?
Yeah, go ahead and cast knock on it. Clunk.
I do. Instantaneously.
When you do that, you hear the knock reverberate,
Oh shit.
and then you
Forgot all
hear
about that one.
what you think is a shriek, but it sounds distant and echoey. It just gives you an unsettling feeling, and
Nothing's even in there.
yeah, and then you
She's
open
gonna
it
find
up,
this
and
notebook or something.
inside the chest is a note that says retirement fund. Don't spend this on ale, Calabash, but it's empty otherwise.
Nerd.
There's money.
Jimmy,
So
look in
what?
there.
No, there's nothing. In it.
Look in there. There might be some money.
Yeah, roll d6. Because you got that coin on you. There's 6 gold pieces inside. There are up to 6 gold pieces.
4?
Yeah, there are 4 gold pieces inside. That's what's left of
How strange.
Calabash's
Please.
carrying on.
My gold is full.
Oh,
I'll take those
Thank you.
things.
No, sir.
Oh,
I might need those for some.
You see what I do?
So as the summoning circle is getting finished, she finishes doing. Does anyone else want to do anything before I sum up this session and do my little cliffhanger for next time?
Summit.
You just need
Summoning circle.
That long, need that long rest.
What were
Yeah.
we?
we were trying to seal off this room so that we could
Yeah.
rest, and then I started summoning something.
Yeah, I was trying
I've
to
been
think of
doing that. I've been sealing up the door.
Yeah, I mean the only
Seal
way
in
in.
with
This
the
is like
demon.
basically a small apartment. The only way in is through the main door you guys came through, which had a big turning like lock. So this is a private like suite. This is like Calabash's former apartment. You
Go left.
you turn the lock and it but as you're like doing this ritual, I'm gonna go ahead and say that you would feel there are 2 things you need to do with this. So if you want to sleep in this space, you either need to erase the sigil completely and then it will be safe, or you need to complete it and deal with whatever inside of it. What you wouldn't want to do is go to sleep with it half cocked. So I won't make you complete this summoning circle, but if you guys choose to, you've got to erase it and you won't be able to access.
I was.
I won't be able to
was mine.
start it over again.
No.
Oh.
Doesn't she have keen mind? Can't she remember it?
I don't.
She's observant.
So I'll let you guys make the choice. So you can either have.
I don't necessarily need a rest, but I have not been doing what you guys have been doing. So.
I could.
I think we've learned our lesson from the traps in this place. Maybe we shouldn't
Yeah.
summon whatever comes
Oh,
to this
I
private
just,
apartment.
Oh, come on.
The-
What could possibly be the worst
I'm in
thing to
desperate
happen?
need.
we all
We
die.
could all go to sleep, and then
Of a
maybe if
nap.
one of us is awake, we can save you.
Yeah, I guess those are both things that could happen. Fine, let's rest.
I say we do it. Are we bored?
Boring. Let's rest.
Let's-
Everybody else needs it.
All right. That's perfectly fine. Who's taking?
Are we wiping it out though?
Yeah. So you guys push away. As they're wiping it away, you're kind of going through the papers, and you're like, "Oh, I get it." And you're like, "We could have summoned Calabash. Obviously, this is his apartment. That you found a note basically that was like Hallister said, I'm gonna lock you away for bad behavior. I'll come get you soon." And so
I could have summoned Calabash
Yeah,
himself.
Calabash is trapped in this room. Like
It could have literally
in the
been
fabric
roll
of the room.
initiative on no rest.
That's
he probably.
That's all I was thinking.
He might
yeah,
have just.
yeah. What I'll say is this: now you know this, you might be able to reconstruct the circle, but it would take you probably a couple of days.
Okay.
So,
Fair.
if you seek the knowledge that he has,
He
because
can help us against the rat.
but yeah, he's put away. So who's gonna take the watches this night?
I'll take watch.
Okay. Roll me a d20. Roll me your. Just roll me a d20. Don't add anything to it.
16.
All right. First watch goes by 5. You take second watch. I'll take a watch.
19.
As you're kind of like sitting there, kind of, I don't know. How do you take watch? Are you just like
I told you I play with the hair.
nice?
I always mess with the hair.
All right. Yeah. So you're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
You hear a clank
Yeah.
coming from the other room. You guys are all in the bedroom, and you hear a clank, and it sounds like maybe a rat running past a pot, but you better check it out. So you get up, and you're like, you look at everyone, like, maybe I'll, no. And you walk into the room, and you look around the room, and it seems to be nothing. Roll me a perception.
Somebody should have kept it warm. Oh no.
Yeah, 20.
Hell yeah.
The pot lid, so the big pot,
shit.
is on the ground.
What?
You feel compelled
Oh no.
to at least check it out.
Oh, well, then yeah.
You're gonna get within range, not too close to it. As you get close enough you have dark vision, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. The pot has some sort of like, almost like a dry ice kind of seeping out of it, but it's pure black. It's starting to kind of like roll out. And it's already, as you kind of look down, you can see it's already around your like ankles. And it's already permeating the room. Roll me a Constitution save, please.
Shit.
At disadvantage.
Oh.
That hurts.
Actually, just die.
Your new character's name is also Del Church.
Tag.
Don't take tag away from me.
Glom.
15.
Okay. You were able to like get back out, out of the kitchen, and as you do, you see all the mist starts to swirl and collect
This is
itself
why.
as this spectrous form kind of pulls and pours itself out of this cauldron, and the pots and the pans in the room start wank, wank. They start like flying around the room, and this horrible specter screams, and you like slam the door, and when you do, everyone kind of like lurches forward, preparing to fight, getting themselves ready. All of you guys who had armor on don't have your armor on, but you can get your weapons and stuff. You don't have time to put on your gear. And we'll start next session with, yes?
Can I put my armor on with tag belt?
You can, it still would take, it takes 10 minutes to don it off armor by yourself, so I'd say with tag it takes you a minute. So you won't be able to get it on in the time. It's a minute. Each round is 6
Do I
seconds.
take my armor off as a cat? I feel like I wouldn't be able to take it off. I'm saying, I
You
guess
gotta
with
take it
that
off. You gotta take it off. If you sleep in your armor, you
don't gain the effects.
You don't get any hit die back, and you wake up with a level of exhaustion.
There's
Did
not
we get
rest.
the
That's my
effects?
house rule. 'cause-
Did we get the effects of the rat?
That makes sense.
No, you guys won't get the effects of the long rest.
Shit.
Mark. Oh, I was trying to do.
No!
It's all promoted.
You're just gonna have to rely on your team, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can you'll get the effects of the long rest if you can defeat the specter in a reasonable amount of time. If you guys don't have to leave the space, so if you guys defeat it, you can go back to sleep. You can still get your turn. I tell you what, I will give you though is a level. You guys level up, so when you wake up from your interrupted rest, you have leveled up, and you do not have your max. You won't have your max HP. Your HP will still be what it was when you went to sleep, but your current will be what it was, but your max will go up. So
Tight.
you guys all
From
level
6
up.
to 7, right?
Yep.
Dope.
And
Awesome.
we'll resolve. So we'll wrap it up. So stay tuned. Tune in next time to see if our heroes will be able to defeat the pots and pans and the ghosts in the other room. Will they survive? Probably that fight, because it doesn't sound too bad. But maybe it's worse. I don't know. I'll have a whole week to think about it. I guarantee you it will be worse. Tune in next time when the characters will most certainly die in the first battle. Within the first 10 minutes, I guarantee you, dead in the first 10 minutes.
Still Cherry Cheeks will die in the
You
first
will all
10 minutes.
die. But until next week, this is all the crew reminding you to
Always done. Oh yeah, that's right.
Please, Snobby.
Suck it.
Suck it.
What?